everyone ready to go?
Yes.
All right, it's night 0. Please, everybody, put your heads down, and we'll get things started. Let's start with Mafia. Please put your heads up. Look at one another, acknowledge each other, and decide on your first kill, please. Mafia, please decide on your second kill. Mafia, go to sleep. Cop, wake up.
I'm not the only one clapping.
Cop, who would you like to check?
Sorry.
Cop, head down. Medic, head up. Medic, who would you like to save? Medic, head down. Vigilante, head up. Vigilante, would you like to use your shot? If so, point. Vigilante, head down. Town, wake up. Unfortunately, during the first night, we've lost 2 members of the village. Slacks has died, as has Brian.
I think Slacks is really obvious for anybody who watched the last game or the other game. I don't necessarily think his reads are completely right, but I told him upstairs, I feel like that he plays really good town, and like when he's town, he's also very serious, and he's like, I think he clears himself pretty quickly as town.
K-pop is a very weird kill, though.
I mean, I think those are fine just because they were like obvious medic dodges, and the last 2 games we've had a lot of good medic saves.
I was just talking actually with Gods about this like just after the last game, that I think it's kind of, as Mafia, I think it's kind of a numbers game that you just have to dodge the medic, and you have to dodge getting first day lunched.
I think Owen's Mafia. I was looking around to see who was looking at Parker to see, who died, and most people would be like, who died, and he was the only one that kind of wasn't looking.
All right, Ben's town.
As in, I already know.
So if you were looking at him, were you not looking at Gods as well? No, I wasn't. Interesting.
Damn. All right.
Owen?
I mean, I'm not going to say it's a bad point to make, but I was looking at Gods. I mean, this is something that I can't not say that that's a very valid point, because I always make those observations of where people are looking, so fair play. But, I mean, I was looking at Gods, but I'm not Mafia, I'm town.
So wait, just to ask Odie here. So you're saying, so you're confirming that you were not looking at Gods.
What?
You were. So you're calling Ben.
No, Ben said I wasn't looking around to see who stood up as dead.
So you're saying Merlini is a liar.
Wait, but Ben said I was looking at Gods. Oh, okay, Ben is a liar then. I was looking at Gods.
No, Ben said. Interesting.
Can we just review exactly what was said by Ben, and then because I just got super confused.
I said that he wasn't.
Okay, all right, fine.
Yeah.
All right,
Let's go on.
I have no problem with going on.
We were just kind of breaking the air. And the tension.
I was gonna ask why weren't you looking at Gods, but
I was.
He was looking at.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, I agree.
At this point,
we're just wasting time.
I got hit by a microphone.
I've really enjoyed these first few minutes of the day. It's been fantastic.
I want to hear from Rob, because he didn't talk the game 2 games ago when we had that big debacle. That game.
That was 2 lifetimes ago.
That was a while ago. It was all water under the bridge. But I want to hear your thoughts, and I think.
Well, I just know I'm a bad player. I
want you
doubt
to talk.
myself.
I just want you to talk. Is all because you didn't talk last time.
All I can say is that I doubt myself. I'm a bad player. Blah, blah, blah. No, we need to stop doing that, by the way.
You're better than you think you are.
Okay.
But anyways, I don't really. I mean, you're jumping on me early. Usually, I am quiet. I'm pretty passive because I like to just learn and sit here and like absorb. So you're coming on me like way too early before I can actually say anything. Like at this point, yeah, they are weird kills, but I think you guys kind of spotted it pretty early. Like they're off kills, the medic wouldn't really be saving either of them. So, I don't know. Come to me later. I'll give you something.
Sure. Owen, what do you think of Shiver?
You usually can read. I'm not looked that way this game.
I mean, you were wrong last game.
I was totally wrong last game.
Yeah,
I mean,
whatever.
I thought she was playing differently. I thought she was a little bit more aggressive last game. That's why I was a bit more suspicious about her. But I don't know. I'm really bad on day one in terms of reading people, initially. I normally take a bit of time. I'm normally better at the end of the round because, I do my little thing where I look around, even though I was totally wrong last game. So I'm not really even good in that case in day one. So I don't know. I'd like to hear what more people have to say at the moment. I feel like I've actually said quite a lot, to be fair, already in the first 5 minutes.
As someone that was like sure Shiver was clean last round and defended her against a lot of people accusing her, and I was right. I think just from how her body language is, it's a little different. I'm not going to say that you're like 100% Mafia or anything because we've literally never seen you play Mafia, but I do feel you're like it's a little different like positionally than last game.
Like, can you be more specific?
Just like she was like this, like kind of like.
It's more open.
No, before she was more like forward, like looking and stuff, and now she's like kind of like back and like withdrawn. That's all I'm saying.
So Owen, you said you wanted to hear. Owen, you said you wanted to hear from people. Is there anybody specifically that you wanted to hear from? Interesting.
No. Why are you saying interesting so much? Interesting.
Do you have a problem with my interest?
I mean,
yeah,
I want to hear.
I'm on the edge of.
I don't want to hear that you find something
so
interesting. I want to
wanna
hear why you think something is interesting.
Well, I think it's interesting, like, because I guess I misperceived the situation between Ben. Ben, did you? I just want to clarify. Did you say that you thought he wasn't looking at gods, right? Okay, so just to confirm that everybody knows this, I know everybody's laughing, but I think it is something that is, when somebody says something and then somebody completely disagrees and calls them a liar, that's a very interesting thing to kind of come to.
You are the one who called him a liar, not
Owen. Owen afterwards did call him a liar as well.
Yeah.
But
No,
yeah,
I'm saying
it's
when somebody completely disagrees.
Just let Charlie talk.
It's been literally 5 minutes, Ken. If you have an issue. So you okay? Whatever. Somebody I'm really suspicious of this round is Rob. I've not been very. It's just the way you reacted, sort of when the day started. You were very non-interested, at least in my opinion.
What did he do that was
nothing? That's the point. That's why he appeared uninterested. He was not engaging and looking at other people. He was just looking towards the ground. I didn't feel like, yeah.
Conrad, no offense, but like that game where the one that me, Charlie, and Nahaz I think won. You accused Zayori the first day with very similar reasoning, and it was just wrong. So
Right, except when I asked him to clarify later, I felt like I didn't receive a proper response. I'm not fully accusing him. I'm just telling my reads right now.
I'm just saying, like,
so me just examining here isn't an issue. I don't know why you're coming at me here for this.
Because, I mean, I think I'm reading you more talent than not, but, like, I think you're misguided in, like, accusing.
That's just one of my reads. That's it.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
I'm not accusing. I'm not calling him Mafia. I'm not going to end the situation.
I'm super not cool with people just saying let's move on. If you have another point to make that you feel is more important, go ahead and make that point. Don't just say, well, let's move on.
Well,
and I think Ken is down for the way he's acting about me.
Can you give the mic to Cap? And can you give me your reads on the game?
So I was kind of waiting for him to do something a little bit more. I've been trying to spend more time reading people, because most of the time, like Owen correctly pointed out, I space out. That's why I'm usually more logic based, right? So I've been looking more at people. I was looking at Ziori. I thought was it? I don't actually remember, but I remember somebody accusing Ziori of overacting when he was and they thought that meant he was Mafia. Was he actually Mafia?
Charlie said I was more flamboyant when I'm Mafia. That was the line, if I recall.
did say that. That was not in the game that you were Mafia.
So he wasn't Mafia?
I was also not Mafia that game. I was just incorrect.
Okay. I actually had that where I thought Ziori was over, he laughed earlier about something, the whole Rob situation, and it was it was really over exaggerated, and I was just yeah, exactly. So that means what I have to say doesn't really mean anything then.
Okay. I'll go back to you later.
Very well.
I really don't want. I actually really don't like what I'm seeing from Greg right now. You're just like totally.
I have an empty chair next to me.
He's Greg.
Okay, if you've noticed, my body language generally has nothing to do with whether I'm any role.
Yeah, but your body language has never been just like totally.
Or like this.
Your body language has never been totally smug and screwed around at the beginning of the game. You're actually usually either semi-serious or sort of tuned
At the beginning
out.
of the game, honestly, all I'm looking to do is poke people, see what they say, maybe put a little bit of pressure on someone if I don't like. Yeah. And
To be fair, I don't think you've done anything in the early game.
Ever or this game?
But also last game
In
you
the
didn't do
past
shit.
few games.
Yeah, I agree. I think about Greg.
I think I agree the same thing with my day one. And then I'm more concerned about if Greg doesn't start Gerging after day 2 or on. That's when I get really kind of concerned, and then that he's Mafia. But otherwise, I think for day 1, I don't think you really worry about him. So.
The only thing my only thing that I want to point out, which is new information, is every game I played with Ken in East Town, he pressures someone at the beginning of the game and then backs off. He hasn't done that.
He did that to me, except I just didn't crumble.
Well, that was much different. I think he was taking offense to the quest. That it was the very different kind of pressure. All right, I'm Town.
Just to let everyone know, Ken Formal Greg.
Can we get a second? Formal and Greg. Yeah.
There's a second on Greg.
Pimp second.
My defense, if body language is an issue, I don't really know what to tell you. I'm not going to change it. I'm Town. I see no reason why you would possibly think that I'm Mafia. I don't have any positive reads. I think you're the scummiest person in the room, but not because you formed me, but because you didn't put pressure on anyone like before.
So just based on that one pressure thing alone, like what about our interaction between me and Ken?
I think he's a little scummy. I'm not saying.
No, but do you think the interaction between me and Ken was a scummy interaction or a Town
From you or
interaction?
him?
I'm asking you. The interaction.
I don't know. I don't understand Ken's motivations when he says a lot of stuff. And
Well, I think
sorry.
the reason why I formaled you is because you have a very distinct way of defending yourself. So I mean, I
And
don't
to be
like
honest,
the way
in
you're
day
defending
1,
yourself right now.
I'm not
going to
take it
calm.
seriously. Like, if you want
You're,
to,
like,
if you want to lynch me right now, go for it.
Like
No,
you
please
mean in
don't say
day
that. No,
1?
no, please don't say
that.
that.
Is
Please
like.
don't say that.
I don't,
Meaning,
well, what am I supposed to say?
We are
Okay,
just pause for a moment. We are starting. Do you want to win the game? Like,
yes, of course I want to win the game.
We are starting with 3 Mafia and 2 kill power. If you get
we're
the
good.
game,
We're good. I withdraw. We're good. That was a little angry. I saw it.
You were
Anyone else
just.
see it?
That's all you were looking for.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
We're gonna confirm. We're confirmed. Hey, everyone, I got it. Come on. Sometimes you gotta
found
break
the
up a few
evidence.
eggs to make an omelet. All right. We got him a little pissed off. I'm sorry, Greg. I'm sorry for accusing you.
You got the.
But you have convinced me that little bit.
You got
okay?
the evidence, man. You got the evidence.
Everyone else agree that was necessary.
Yeah,
Fine.
whatever.
I finally got the microphone. Yay. I just want to give a few reads that I had because I noticed that I get a really strong Town vibe from Mott because he's looking around the same way he did last game. So I wanted just to point that out. I actually think that Ken is also slightly Townish, but I'm not so sure about you, Charlie, because you're the moment that day 1 starts, you're fairly adamant in leading the conversation. And he has not really tried that much. He's more like waiting, and which is fine because there's other people also leading the conversation, but that makes me more suspicious. I don't really have
I
any.
agree. Charlie's acting a little strange. He's like forced diplomatic, which isn't Charlie. He's like
forced what?
Forced like diplomatic in what you're saying.
He's being nicer than usual.
Yes, but it seems very contrived. I don't know.
He is giving too much of an F. Like he's definitely not
He
projecting.
is fake
I don't give
nice.
an F. I will, by the way, I wanted to point briefly out that, Greg, your premise about Ken was wrong. When Charlie, me, and Ken were Mafia, Charlie and Ken actually went after each other. Yeah, they went after each other pretty hard.
He always pressures someone at the beginning of the game.
I don't. Yeah, exactly. I've seen him play both ways at the beginning of the game as both factions.
Yeah, but I just wanted to offer that up as
just give it to
observation.
Charlie. I want to hear.
Let him talk.
Just give it.
Let him talk.
So I've played every single game today. For every single person that's been with me in those games, I've played this way, exactly the same.
I was in the game with you too, though.
Yeah, I've not been leading, and I said why in the second game where I was Town, where I said I was talking with LD, and I said we were talking about how normally we have to play a certain way because we're sort of pigeonholed into being leaders, into directing conversation, and it's kind of exhausting, and we don't want to always play that way. And I confirm, we talked about this with Blitz as well, where I said, I don't really want to play that way all the time anymore, so I'm just going to do different things.
Yeah, that's okay, but previous games you've not been leading the conversation per se, but you were way more talkative than you are right now.
I actually completely agree with Charlie on this. I also talked to David about that last night, and I think this is very consistent with how he's played. That doesn't mean we clear him or anything, but this is very consistent with how he played the last couple games today.
What do you think of Andrew?
I have not played a game with him where he actually lived for a long time. So, and I think all of the times that he normally is a fairly quiet person in terms of observations, and he doesn't really offer much. Like I don't really.
Town of Mafia.
Hmm?
Town of Mafia.
I have no idea.
No, Town of Mafia.
I'm 50-50 on him.
Town of Mafia. Let's go. Shiver, please.
I don't know.
No, not on you, on Owen. Come on, please.
What?
Just give me the Mafia. No?
Does anyone else find that strange? That's the first time. That's the first time JJ has ever done something like that.
I just wanted to hear what. Okay, so I can give you a reason if you want. Do you want it? Yes.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
Okay, so both of those guys. No. Okay, so why I did this? Both of those guys spaced out a lot, right? Both of you guys spaced out a lot. So I was looking around. Can someone verify this? That both of these guys are just looking at the ground.
Okay. Continue. Just continue.
Shiver and Andrew.
Looking at his pants, playing with them. Yes.
Yes, this is the only connection I have so far. This is why I wanted to hear her on Andrew.
I don't know.
She
I
didn't
just
say,
never heard you be that direct and just.
Yeah,
give
this is actually the first time I have a concrete.
The timing on this statement may not do it justice, but this whole time, before you accuse this whole thing, I was sort of thinking JJ is the one that's acting a little bit different, but it is the fourth game of the day. And it's reasonable to expect people to change throughout the day as they get a little more tired. You learn some things throughout the day, but I feel like he's usually a little more proactive in day one, and he's a little more, I want to talk into the microphone. This is the first time we've heard him talk so far. And now that he is talking, it's a little more outside of what he normally, I feel like he normally talks more about metagame, and this is like, Shiver, yes or no, do we lynch him right now? And I haven't even really said anything to make
I
that
just wanted to
point.
see if you guys, like if she would have said your town, I would have instantly had suspicion of both of you guys, because she would kind of clear you in a sort, right?
Okay.
And it would mean you guys have some sort of connection, like, it's only day one, right? You can't really see too much, but it's
So
still
why
is
does that mean
something.
that they have a connection? Like why in your mind does that mean instantly?
Because you're still
you're
taking-
forcing her to make a decision, yes or no.
I mean, Ken's rubbing his sock right now. Is he part of the boring club? You know, I mean.
No, but he's looking around. He's trying to get information. You guys weren't getting information. You guys were just like, you guys pulling a Merlini, and you guys usually don't do that.
I think this is really misguided because both these players get, like, Andrew gets lynched early all the time.
Yeah, I
Like,
agree. I just
think
need to get some information.
Okay,
here.
that's fine, but I think.
Thanks.
Okay. I think it's misguided.
Yeah, fine.
You might or might not have noticed, but before we started the whole voting or lynching of Greg, I tried to get the microphone the whole time. I didn't get it once. They can confirm. I was like this the whole time.
I'm just poking.
So it's like,
Chill.
well, just pointing that out as well.
It's a valid poke. The way you went about it was odd.
Yeah, it just
Yeah, I
like
would agree
last
with
game I nearly got lynched just because I wasn't proactive at all, and the game before I also was like that. That's true. And then the first game I also got nearly lynched. Every fucking game I'm playing, like I nearly get lynched just because I'm not playing aggressively. So if I'm trying to do this once, I also get
That you're
lynched. What the
covering up
fuck?
for being
Do you
Mafia
even
by being more
logic?
proactive. Is that what you're saying?
Why would you use last game as evidence? Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Why would you use last game as evidence when you were Mafia last game? It's just weird. I mean, like.
I don't think so.
Wait, we're passing one down.
I don't think it's weird just because I was approaching last game. I don't think I was playing Mafia last game. I just think Jake had a really good read on me, like regardless
like
of what
last
I did.
game you were like, oh, I almost got lynched last game, so let me play differently than last game. I mean, like.
No, but I got kind of lynched in all 3 games. And last game was
Maybe.
part of it, and it was just because I wasn't playing aggressive. That was the reason Slacks gave me.
I don't know, dude. There's too many people that are agreeing right now that he seems suspicious, so that's a little weird.
I think too many
too.
people are basing
Yeah, too many people are
what
going on it.
what he's saying
No,
just
it's
off
not
of
no
one.
way. Let's chill out. Let's chill.
I think
No,
everybody's
no
taking
way.
everybody way
Calm
too
the fuck
literally
down.
right now. We should all just sit back and just chill a little bit. No, I mean what I'm saying is I think yes, JJ made his play. We complained about how long the play was, and it's fine. He did his poke. People looked way too into it, and he's explained himself. I think he explained himself sufficiently. I don't think it has any alignment indicative maneuver. It's just a play that he made. I disagree with there's being a connection. I think he was just trying to poke Shiver, and we got information from that. That's it. Who am I eyeing up? Still eyeing up Rob. I'd love to hear from Rob. Also, Charlie, you look like you're already ready to speak in a few minutes, and I'd like to hear more from Cap, more specifically your reads and sort of how you feel about the game right now, and specifically maybe some of the interactions between a few people.
You want to go first?
No, the only thing I was gonna say is when I said I was gonna come back to you, this is when I want to come back to you.
Okay.
So
I was actually, before Ken said it, I was going to say that I actually think that Pimp is clear, just because like he made a play that doesn't necessarily make sense. Like people are going to be trying to like become better, right? So Pimp is trying to do something that he felt like was a flaw before. And that's just the way, like he knows that's the way he plays, right? He stays silent in day one usually. That's what he said over and over again. So he recognizes that fact. He's trying to correct it. He's trying to be a little bit more proactive. Just because you disagree with the way he did it doesn't necessarily mean he's Mafia. And I also think that the way he got a little bit more like self-analytical, but also a little worked up, I think was much more like Pimp Town.
Okay, Ken, can you switch seats with me? I am going to create the.
What? I'm not switching seats. No, I like my seat over here.
I'm being Charlie cleared.
Yes.
All right.
You're like. I'm pretty sure. Clear someone off that. You want to explain this?
No, we'd like you to hear your reason.
Because I have a tell on Cap. I've cleared him 3 games in a row while I've been town, and he's been town every single time. And every single time I always poke him first.
All right, Charlie, we'd like to get into your mind. Help us understand.
I actually been in a game with him while he was Mafia.
Yeah.
And did you actually notice that he was Mafia when he was?
That was at TI. I don't remember
So Charlie,
that long ago, to be honest.
Charlie, explain it to us.
You want me to tell you my tell on Cap?
Sure.
No.
Okay, then it means literally nothing to the rest of us.
It doesn't mean literally nothing. I mean,
Sure. I guess. Okay.
If
It
he's
makes
town and he's right, then Cap is clear.
Right,
If he's Mafia,
but
he
I-
also knows he's town and he's also clear. So
I guess
that's pretty good.
I guess my
right?
looking at this is that
That's pretty good.
it's
Either
not
way.
more about the Cap look. It's more about Charlie's look. I would not say this gives anybody town cred for that situation.
It gives him town cred.
Yeah, it gives him town cred. No, I'm talking about for Charlie. His
Yeah,
explanation of it.
I'm not talking about him.
Yeah,
this guy is good.
That's why I'm explaining this. Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
Yay.
That's all I want to say.
I don't like Nahaz this game. He's way too quiet. Usually, if he's town, he's like, "Hey, everybody, I'm town. I'm town. I'm 4-1, guys. I'm 5-1 now. I'm good town." That's usually how it is. This game, he's like, he's way too quiet.
You're
I
correct.
don't like it. I don't like it.
All right, I have been quieter this game. I've been quieter this game on purpose because people talk a lot about play styles too much. Maybe in my opinion, I mean I play to win, and the last game, like you'll notice, you'll also notice
Yes, you're allowed to change your shit, but it is
Wait.
also very hard to change your shit.
And it's also
it is very hard.
It's all about diet.
And also,
like, as I tweeted after the game, I view Mafia as role playing myself. My reactions have to be emotionally authentic. Like if I was horrible at TI because I tried to overanalyze my own reactions. All right, I have to react how I would react to something. I also forget everything that was said after the game if I didn't like it because it's a game. Okay, in terms of this game, you'll also notice last game after Ken came out on me and Shiver came out on me early on. Okay, I also was a lot more quiet after that. And the reason is because at the end of the day, I want to play the style that gives my team the best chance to win. Regardless of whether I think Ken's assessment of my own town game, the strength of my town game is correct, he has told me, and I consider him a good player, that it is helpful to him when I talk less.
There's 5 minutes left in the day.
thank you, Base Nahaz. I feel like that. Like, there's no way you could actually say those words with that level of conviction without being town. In my opinion. Okay, sorry. Yeah, sure. Fine. Here's a better way with it. I don't think Nahaz's acting skills are to the level where he can make that level of conviction to. I don't know why you find this funny, Ben, but like, you know what I mean? No. But here's the thing. No, what I'm honestly. Hold on.
Does anyone else feel like Conrad is driving a bus off a cliff?
What bus is there?
Like the bus of our town?
Clearing everyone that talks.
Yeah, because I like what they have to say. Do you like what they have to say?
I'm not on board with.
I'm not
just
clear.
clearing.
It's not cleared. I mean, these are my day one reads. Like this
the way that
isn't.
you're doing
This
it
is
is just so like. It's
okay.
like it's almost as if you're just like, okay, this guy's clear.
Okay,
guy's clear.
fine.
This
Here's
guy's clear.
to
That's a
clarify
little weird.
for everybody else.
And that's
there-
as someone that you said was clear.
Yeah,
you know?
no. To clarify for everybody else, this isn't a clear. These are people that I want to make sure that people know that I think they are town. This doesn't mean anybody's clear. I'm gonna reassess.
Who do you think's town right now?
I think right now you are town, Ken. I think Nahaz is very town. I think Ben's really town. And I think my scum still lies within Rob and Charlie, and I don't have a third at the moment. Why Ben? Because of the way he's come out, and he's been quite funny. He's been quite reactionary to some of the things that has been said. Specifically, just when he's Mafia, he ends up, and I've watched a lot of the games today, specifically when you're Mafia, you tend to be more reserved, you tend to not make as many jokes, and that's just the way I perceive this game.
Very quickly, I don't think you can clear Ben based on that because we had a conversation about the last game afterward. Oh, sorry.
Just want to say, none of these are actual clears. These are my reads. Nobody's cleared 100%. I'm just saying these are
You need to say
my
no one thinks
perspective.
there's any 100%.
But these are my towny people, and these are my Mafia. Like, these are people who are leaning towards these sides more than anybody else, not being neutral.
Ken, to address what you said, I think it is a little weird, but I also think that Conrad's playstyle does kind of go in that direction. And you may not like it, but it's just the way it is.
Okay, I want to hear, as you were talking, I want to hear Rob talk because we haven't heard a lot about them just yet.
I just wanted to say that going back to Nahaz, he's still in that game beforehand acted us to the most ridiculous level when we were playing and we had the cop, we had the medic, and then we had the Vigi. The first game we played today, he acted the shit out of us. So I do want to point that out. Like, he is capable of doing that, in my
disagree.
opinion. And I also want to say Ben can still change his play style. I mean, especially after him being quiet for, like, so many games in a row. Like, he can always do that. That's a thing he could do.
He lost the last game as Mafia because of it. He lost the last game as Mafia because of his table face. Like, he has the reputation. Given that K-pop got killed night one the last game, Ben has too quiet a reputation for him to be able to talk enough to manipulate that game. And we actually talked about that after the last game. So he rationally knows he needs to change his play style.
Right.
2 minutes left on day one. Okay, so I feel like I haven't really done too much to contribute to day one. We have very little time left. I mean, I feel like we need to formal somebody pretty soon here. I'm Townie.
I agree. Let's formal Ziori.
I mean, you can formal me for
I agree.
That's fine. We need to do something. Okay, so do you want to... Is there a real accusation or just...
No, I mean, I think that, like, I've always had you a little bit scummy because the overreaction, you know, Charlie cleared that, but I think it's still entirely possible that you just, like, haven't really contributed much. And even now when you're trying to contribute something, like, if you'd actually said something of substance there, instead of just identifying, we're almost out of time, guys, better lynch someone. Yeah, I would have been like,
Well,
okay, I won't
remember
lynch.
we had a
lynch
scenario
you.
today where we got forced into the RNG lynching because we argued through the last minute.
Yeah,
so.
but you're saying I haven't really. You're saying exactly what Cap just said, which makes you more suspicious because even the time that you were having to talk, you were not saying anything that contributed. And you could have spent that time contributing.
Can I just
so
say
please, that's the accusation.
I mean, okay.
LD has said that accusations on him. We mislynch him all the time because he's bad at defending himself, even when he's town. So.
But
just wanna point that out.
the first game I played yesterday, I was in a game with Azayori. Azayori was Mafia. Nobody believed me. I believed myself, and he was actually Mafia. I didn't get lynched off when I said he was shooting. Based on his reply, at this time, yes.
Regardless
I
of
mean,
all this,
that
I'd love to
reply-
hear... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
But I mean, it's obviously, it's still day one, so how sure can I be, really? But I still want to hear him defense. I mean, the formal is there.
Yeah,
so
we're on the
So
formal now.
I'm gonna use this formal to talk about Andrew a little bit. Andrew, I'd like to hear your thoughts on some parts of the game, specifically some interactions between a few people.
Okay, so initially suspicious of JJ. I think he was pretty clear. We already talked about that pretty well. I wanted to hear from Rob. Before I was formal,
So why didn't you ask for that before you were formal? Before you were formal, you could have said, you know what I'd like to hear from is Rob.
I could have, but as a good town, I wanted to be proactive in saying, I know I haven't contributed much in this night. We don't have much time left. Do we want to talk about me or Rob in the limited time we had left? That was where I was
We
going.
had 2 minutes. We had 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And we have one more.
We have about
You're right,
10
okay.
seconds,
so
guys.
it might have been a bad play.
Yeah.
You're guaranteed one more formal.
Yeah.
Okay. I get a pretty town vibe from Charlie this game. I misread him in game one today. Probably some hangover from the day before where I was played pretty hard. Greg, I still can't read that well, and we haven't heard anything from Rob. Rob is the one that I have a huge question mark about because he is...
Andrew, what
said
makes
nothing.
Charlie so towny to you based on his play?
What about his play makes it so?
Well, I think it's just been consistent today. What he said earlier about, I think in general we've been over analyzing people just wanting to change their play style. Like Greg said before, we're playing this for 3 days. It's perfectly normal to expect everybody to
I'm
try
asking what
different
Charlie's done
strategies.
in this game that makes it feel tiny to you.
I know. I think he's been fairly just consistent, and I just don't get a very scummy vibe from him.
What does consistent mean?
He hasn't done anything out of the normal. I mean,
so based on the previous
or out
games,
of the-
which
out of
is
the
what you were
ordinary.
talking about. Sorry, I just don't understand what Charlie has done that made him so Town. If anything, he's a like neutral at best, leaning Mafia. So why is he Town to you?
I guess it's just a gut feeling. I don't have a specific. I just don't get a super scummy vibe from Charlie this
But
game.
you said his plays were the ones that made you.
Yeah, he's just been consistently like, you know, when you feel like someone is out of their norm and you think, oh, maybe he's doing something different. Like it just seems like Charlie's just Town trying to take a back seat and not contribute, but not take over and lead the Town because he's a target. I think he's just trying to. I don't know. It's just a gut feeling. I don't really have a great.
I just wanted to hear your thoughts on Charlie.
It's basically a gut feeling.
Does the formal still stand? Would either like to rescind their formal?
Do we have even hit 5 minutes even yet? Have we even hit 5 minutes? 5 minutes every
That was
formal.
basically the defense. There wasn't really a super bold accusation.
Well, I want.
Three people here, maybe. Two, even. Well, three, because you wanted to hear about Rob.
Yeah.
You get a tiny vibe. Can you...
Why don't you ask Rob some questions?
Can you talk more about your reads on the game and why you are valuable Town for us in the rest of the...
So far, I haven't
Mafia
been a
game?
very valuable Town. I'm going to be honest here.
I don't care about
I mean,
just give me your reads on the game.
Okay, so I already talked about Charlie. Rob, question mark. Owen is always quiet. I can't read him. I get a Towny-ish vibe from Greg, but this is only my second time playing with him, I think. I don't like this guy.
Why don't you like him?
He's switched it up a little bit, and you guys talked about how you talked about the last game, so I'm not sure if that is planned difference or if he's using that as a guise to cover up the Mafia.
So you're saying I spoke to him between games, told him to act this way.
No, you said that he
knowing
talked
that we'd
to,
roll
well,
both
someone,
Mafia.
maybe it wasn't even someone, or Nahaz said earlier that. What? Oh yeah, yeah. So
no, he said we talked about it. We didn't talk about anything.
Well, it was Nahaz. Jesus, Connor.
Wait, what do you think of? Talk about me a little bit. 'Cause you seem to have a very strong opinion.
I'm eager to get rid of you because you're getting under my skin, but I don't know if you're
Good.
Town or Mafia.
Good.
I think you're just leading this game, and if you're Town, I don't know about where this bus is going, and if you're Mafia, well then you're fucked.
I wasn't the one that formaled you.
You went what?
I wasn't the one that even called for your formal.
No, that's so.
So I'm not leading.
Nothing
I'm
is
not
formal.
leading in this situation at all. I'm just the one asking questions.
You don't think you're leading this game?
I'd say I'm very involved in it.
You're by far the alpha here.
Sweet.
Is it?
You tell me. Tell me why I'm Mafia then. Tell me why I'm Mafia then.
What is this conversation?
This is getting.
I don't know.
homoerotic.
Nobody else. I want other people to ask him questions to find
Oh.
out more about him.
I
And nobody
think-
else is asking anything.
I
so
think this is.
I think it's super hard for other people to ask him these like other questions while you're monopolizing so much of this time. I don't know. I think this was such a weird discussion.
Yeah, this has
I mean,
been
I
a poor
think-
day
I-
one.
I-
day.
I-
This all
honestly
started because
don't-
I prefaced with saying I don't think I have great reads, and everybody jumped all over me and said, "Oh, well, why did you say that instead of asking someone else?" I was just trying to be an honest Town, and now I'm like kind of getting questioned here about who are your reads.
I'm
That
not
was-
getting this. I'm not getting the same. I don't think he's Mafia.
I'm not ready to clear him by any
I'm
means,
not ready
but I
to
find
clear
his
him.
defense credible.
I'm not ready to clear him. I think we wasted a lot of time
Yeah,
on
I
that.
agree.
And
I'm very
and
unhappy with
think-
how this day is
and
going.
wanted
I
this
think
whole
we
thing-
need to go to Rob. I think we need to go.
I've
to
said
Rob.
that already before, but I also would like to hear your thoughts on Cap before we go to this.
on Cap.
Mhm.
Well, I get a Towny vibe from Charlie. I mean, he just backed me up, so it's hard not to. But Charlie cleared Cap, so I'm inclined to sort of trust the Charlie read. I don't get a scummy vibe from Cap.
So you trust that Cap
I'm
wants
either
to
being
formal
played hard
you-
by Charlie. Well, just because he formaled me doesn't mean I think he's Mafia. I mean, again, I preface this whole thing with saying I don't think I'm playing a good Town. I think it's reasonable.
That's
I
all
don't get a scummy vibe from Cap.
Okay.
All right, time for the formals up. Would either of you like to rescind your formal?
Yeah, it's too late. I wanted to get a vote on him.
I mean, we haven't heard anything from Rob. Formal Rob. Wait. Do we have a?
One guarantee.
No, one guarantee and then RNG.
Is this if we form if we
Discussion and a formal.
okay just talk.
Hi guys, I'm Rob. You haven't heard from me before. I honestly, the first time he came around, it was like a little too early. Now, like it's just like every other sentence is. Well, I just want to hear about Rob. Let's hear about someone else first.
If you had to formal somebody, who would it be?
Formally right now is purely information. I don't think we're gonna get a kill off of it. Like if we do get a kill,
Who do you
off
think
it,
is Mafia?
Pick someone.
My best read in the room is probably Ben. But the thing about that, in my mind, is that Ben's like a pretty good player and he's hard to read. And if that's my best read, then I'm kind of concerned with like how.
Do you have anyone you think is town?
The room is? There's been a lot of town reads from separate people, and trying to be as unbiased as possible. Like my own
what do you
opinion.
think?
You don't care about my own opinion,
No,
Greg?
I only care about your opinion.
Calm down. Honestly, Travis hasn't said much. He seems kind of like a total 50-50 coin flip. I think Conrad is trying to be leading the town, but he's coming on a little strong sometimes. Pimp, I think, is town. And that's about all I can really say. That's about all I got, guys.
I personally think formaling Rob's a waste of a formal.
Can you elaborate more on why you think
He also gets mislynched as often as Andrew. His defense is always garbage. But I don't. Also, I guess
I'm
I don't
gonna
really have
dumpster
a
you
better,
again, Greg.
I don't have a better alternative. I guess.
I think the only thing I can say about Ben is probably more of like a personal relationship with him. Like I know sort of how he like sits and like just kind of fiddles and stuff. I don't really like using those reads, but I think that's like the best thing I can say.
We've got to formal someone now.
Somebody like to make the formal. Ben is
I wanna.
Does anyone second the formal?
There is no second. Take somebody else.
I want to put pressure on Conrad.
Well, you need to.
Hold on. Can I just say that random out of nowhere formal is exactly what he did to me the time he was Mafia. The fuck?
I formal Ben.
Yeah, that was super fucking weird.
All right, there's a formal and a second on Ben. This is your last guaranteed.
Can I say something before he defends himself?
Yeah, we have a couple.
Just say.
I've been in a situation before where you're like slightly accused and there's like time limits pressing, and you know that if you're gonna wait, you're gonna be the one that's gonna get formal. So instead, you formal someone else. So there's a chance that he did that just purely so that he didn't get formal himself. I just want to put that out there.
Other people will have different opinions on this, but I am very much in the camp of you don't make someone's defense for them. I don't think that.
No, true, but I just want to point that out. I still want to hear his defense because I like.
It's if anything, it's not offensive. It happened exactly the last game, as Ken mentioned, and that's actually why I ended up forming him immediately, was because that happened exactly last game.
Yes, I also looked for other tells. I think that Nahaz was overly quiet, which I pointed out earlier. I pointed out that Owen wasn't looking around at the beginning of the game, and those are things that hopefully should give me more town credibility. I already mentioned Charlie before. I think his demeanor is just way different than normal. I don't think he's actually this nice. He might be like trying to change the way that he plays and the aura that he gives off, but it still feels very strange to me, and that's why I don't like Charlie. Of all the people, he's the one that's rubbing me the wrong way. And you, I think that you two are my most like kind of mafia-ish, and also Ken, but I'm always suspicious of Ken, so I'll kind of write him off.
Okay, I'm gonna just say that I'm probably gonna vote for this guy, and him saying that he's suspicious of Charlie and Conrad makes me actually like them more as town. That's just my contribution to it. I'm probably gonna vote yes.
Can you name two town for your like who you would actually?
I think Rob and Andrew.
What happened with Rob that you said you'd like about him?
Rob, these two guys are the guys I probably know best personally, and just I know he's really bad at defending himself. He's not as nervous as he normally gets. I think that I think he's learned to control himself a little bit better, which I think is a good thing. But I think if he were actually Mafia, he wouldn't be able to control his nervousness. I was looking for him like sweating, but he wasn't doing anything like that. I don't know. Sometimes you do. And then Rob is always a little bit quiet. He's a really big wild card though, and he hasn't done anything super strange to me.
Yeah, but do you think like there's anything that they said that might have shifted them more towards the town side than Mafia?
I think Andrew's defense was pretty logical, well thought out.
What aspects were logical?
I don't think he didn't feel like super pressured like he normally does and go off on some random tangent. It was like, oh, I want
right. But you said like anything specifically that you can mention that he said that you liked, that you made him think it was town.
I don't know. I think he defended himself pretty well.
So you just think the tone and like the intonation was good enough for you in that situation?
And the flow of what he talked about was pretty logical.
Okay.
That's it.
I want to, Rob, can you repeat again why you thought Ben was Mafia?
Are we still forming?
You can speak about
I was just checking. Oh, sorry, I got a little spacey. Sorry, repeat again.
Can you say what gave you the most suspicious of Ben?
Oh, I was saying mainly just like body language stuff, and I also specified. I prefaced it with like I don't really like making hard reads like that because sometimes.
Can you
it's
be more
just-
specific about the body language stuff? And does it does
specifically
is it still
the
present?
very relaxed kind of setting where he will try and just be like kind of neutral and relaxed and let things go by.
As my last line of defense, I would like to say that I've always been mislynched as Town. I've never been correctly lynched as Mafia. I've always
That
been
was the only
mislynched.
thing that just set off like even just a hint of.
What does that have to do with this game?
That's all.
I think that people read me wrong as Town every single time. Every time
Interesting.
I'm suspicious as Town, I just die, even
has
though
a
I
lot
am
to do
Town.
with
And when I'm Mafia, I actually don't tend to get lynched, which is a little strange.
I mean, you're a good player. You just you're a good player. You just need to learn to live with that. Like as a good player, if your defense is weak as Town, you're in a lot of danger.
All I was gonna say for his body language is that usually when he's Mafia, he's a little bit more relaxed because he can like blend in, and when he's Town, he's a little bit more assertive to try and figure things out. That's all. That's pretty typical of most people, though. So I can't say too much.
In Ben's defense, when he was cop 2 games ago, he pretty much I thought he was doing the same thing. Relaxed body language, sitting back in this chair. That's what Ben. I don't know. That's what Ben does in my mind.
I agree. I don't think his body language. This is what makes me more suspicious of Rob. I don't think Ben's body language has changed at all between his Mafia and his Town play.
You don't think it's him?
I don't. I just said that's what makes me more suspicious of Rob, is that I don't think that's true between. I'm not sold on Ben. Either way, I don't know if he's Town or Mafia, but I think his body language has been exactly the same.
So I mean, the $10,000 question is: would you not have one more guaranteed formal? Is your relative level of suspicion of Rob enough higher that you would risk RNGing a day without a lynch to go to Rob?
Not yet. I think
Haas is so Town.
I think I don't know. I'm super suspicious of Rob, and I don't want to waste this opportunity to put more pressure on him.
Well, the problem is that
we gotta make the decision.
We're about out of time. Are we
Time
gonna?
is actually over. Does either of you like to take a formal?
I pushed a vote.
Right, it's been pushed to a vote. Everyone heads down. If you'd like to vote to kill Ben, raise your hand. Put your hands higher. All right, heads up. Keep your hands up. With 6 votes, Ben is still alive.
What? Who didn't vote?
I did not. So raise your hand if you didn't vote. Oh. If you did not vote.
And you have at least one more guaranteed formal.
Yes.
Okay. You have 1 minute to
Okay.
discuss.
Do we want to discuss first? Okay. The thing is, this could
Hey,
be
well,
our last.
microphone.
What are you? Oh, sorry.
You voted. You
This-
voted, correct?
Yeah, I did. I mean, are we positive that this is what we want to formal? Because this could be our last one very easily.
There's 1 minute.
Does anyone have a better alternative?
I mean, okay. Ken, you seem pretty upset that there wasn't enough to be able to vote on Ben. Do you agree with the reasoning that this puts more suspicion on Rob?
Well, I think he's Mafia. I mean, I've been wrong, so I'm not like 100%
Ben,
sure.
he said. Do you? It doesn't matter. Do you have a better alternative?
No, not
Than
really.
Rob.
I have no idea if
No.
it's him. So.
I don't.
Does anyone in the room?
But that's why I'm asking. Does anyone have one? Because if not, then we form a Rob.
I do.
Who is
Kappa.
it?
Not me.
Well, okay. Who is it?
No, I was actually just joking.
So you have no
My
one that
bad.
you'd rather formal than you.
Really? No, really.
I formal. Rob.
No, really.
I
what it-
formal Rob.
Okay, come on. You all know I'm a
That does not fly
jokester.
with me.
Cool. I get to.
He's just not funny, guys. I mean, I'm still going to vote for him, but that was just a bad joke.
Sometimes my jokes.
That's
fall
just
flat.
typical Rob.
That was
Okay.
classic
So.
Rob.
Say someone else.
So.
You can't possibly think you're the best formal in this
I-
situation if you are Town.
Yeah, I was
What
going to,
the
and
fuck?
then the volume went up here. So, jokes aside, because apparently those don't fly here. We'll leave those behind. I don't really have like a strong read other than Ben. I thought it was Ben. We've gone around. It didn't quite go through. It was kind of good info to see who voted and who didn't, but it was still so like kind of almost 50-50 that it doesn't really help us that much. I think that like whatever I say isn't really going to matter to all of you. Like my read right now, you all think, according to what I'm hearing here, you all think it's me, or for the most part. So
If you are Town and you want to win the game, your reads always matter.
You need to like
Cool.
name someone else now. 'cause-
Okay.
By
That's-
by your
that's great.
in your perspective, literally anyone is better than you. If you know your Town, Just a random shot of all other 14 people is better than you. So just pick a name out of a hat if you have to, but just pick a name.
Okay. Owen hasn't talked in a while. Honestly, I honestly don't have another read. I honestly don't.
I'm also okay with that.
It's a shot in the dark.
You've
like,
had
saying
so much time to think. Like you had to know suspicion was going to come to you. You have to have a possibility.
Yeah, but I just feel bad for him. I just think that my unpreparedness clears me.
What? What? This isn't the first time that something like this has happened. Like you should have learned by now that you need to be thinking about
it's fine.
who
Can
is
we?
Mafia.
I think we should just go to the vote because.
Out of all of this.
Okay.
So on top of just having to, based on sort of your reactions, we have to logically. We cannot risk not lynching somebody today, and this is by far the best lynch based on your reactions.
The first lynch would have been Ben, and it got kind of close, and that would have been maybe. Let's say it was town, we could kill a town. If it's me, we kill a town. Either way, it's just slimming down the numbers. I don't know what else to say. I actually don't have a good read, and you caught me off guard, and that's all.
I still think we have to approach this as a vote, regardless.
That's fair enough.
We already took the risk with RNG, and I don't think we have better odds coming to this.
I'm not at all confident in this, but I agree with that.
All right.
I.
All right, would we like to push to a vote? Would you like
Fair
to
enough.
the last one on the fence?
I got nothing, boys. Sorry, and girl.
Okay, heads down. We're going to vote on whether we kill Rob or not.
I fucking suck.
If you'd like to kill Rob, please raise your hand. Heads up, keep your hands up. Rob, with the majority, has been killed off.
I'm gonna be
I
the
don't
cameraman.
even think that tells us anything.
Stop talking, it's night time, go to sleep.
You want to have the mic?
Yes, 1 second.
Do we put the mic on the ground or?
You put it on the ground, it's fine.
All right, it's now nighttime. Mafia, please raise your heads. Mafia, who would you like to kill with your first kill? Mafia, who would you like to kill with your second kill? Mafia, heads down. Cop, heads up. Cop, who would you like to check? Cop, heads down. Medic, heads up. Medic, who would you like to save? Medic, who would you like to save? Medic, heads down. Vigilante, heads up. Vigilante, who would you like to shoot, if anyone? Vigilante, heads down. It's now daytime. You can raise your heads. Unfortunately, during the night, we lost 2 town members. Greg, as well as Capitalist, have both been killed off.
Wait, when you say that we've lost 2 town members, that actually gives us a lot of information.
I mean, members of. I refer to the town as in a town as a whole.
He's been consistent. That's
Last game and this game, I refer to everyone. Everyone is a member of the town.
Is it for anybody suspicious that Conrad, Ken, and Charlie are all 3 still alive?
Can we tighten up on this side just so we're?
Although it is.
Or are we dodging middle still?
It is somewhat less suspicious given the discussion that, and I think some people overheard the discussion that I had with Gods after the last game, that as Mafia, there have been multiple 2 to 3 town wins now that have come down to a pure numbers game, where if you have if you don't get kills early and the rolls are alive, you just lose based on math. So I think it's legitimate to just try to dodge the medic saves early on. But I actually wanted to open with pressure on Conrad here. Are you happy with how day 1 went?
I feel like I got a lot of information. I feel like I have a good read on at least a few people in this game. I think your town. I think Ken's town. I really like the way both of you have gone through this. I'm happy that you put pressure on me in the beginning. I don't think it's particularly suspicious that 3 random individuals are alive. Yes, we might be stronger players, but that doesn't necessarily. That's a question I don't think that gains anything. It's just this is a fact. These 3 people are alive. I don't think it's not indicative of anybody's alignment. It doesn't help us figure out the game going forward.
There could be 2 Mafia in there. There could be 3 Mafia. There could be 1 Mafia. There could be 0 Mafia, right? It doesn't mean anything.
Well, I would
think
imagine that there's 3 Mafia because we lost 2 people.
Yeah, dude, there's
it is
probably 3.
No. In the 3 of us.
Yeah, so I think that there's at least.
That's what I meant.
At least 1,
Re-
maybe 2.
Regardless of your perception of its importance, it's a part of the fact pattern that has to be reconciled. I really don't like. I was initially okay with what you were doing in round 1 because it was so consistent with the way you played your cop role the other night. But it's just starting to feel like you're trying a little too hard, and I really don't like the way that you've initially reacted to pressure.
First, I want to make 2 points. The first point is that we're in our 8th or 9th game of Mafia, and the whole 3 people are alive and voting someone off.
It still goes. Why would that not go?
What do you mean?
Because you're still a strong player, so why?
Yeah, but I think we've moved past that. I think I don't want to vote off someone just because they're alive.
I don't think we have though. If you think of Mafia saves and people that are dying first night often, then it has not passed.
Right, but the game I was medic, I was completely going off the idea that someone's going to target Charlie second night because they would think he'd get saved first night, and the logic sometimes it works against them, So that's my point about it. My second point is that I would still rather pressure Merlini than Conrad.
I don't like this line of reasoning from Ken at all. I think that it is highly suspicious that all 3 of them are alive. I remember yesterday when Charlie was alive, he's like, oh, whoever kept Charlie and Ken alive must have had a plan, and it was actually Charlie that ended up being Mafia. And I think he's trying to do a very similar thing in that, oh, these 3 are still alive, but hey, let's kind of discount that so we can stay alive. I think it's
look, I know that's what happened in that game that me, Charlie, and Nahaz won, but if we vote on fear based on that, it's just
it's not fear, it's rationalization that you're trying to discount that important fact.
I just really dislike both of these now because you don't look. It's part of the fact pattern that has to be reconciled.
He's talking about you and Conrad.
Oh,
who are you talking?
You're talking about them two.
Conrad.
Yeah.
No, I agree with. I think I am still very suspicious of Ben, and I agreed with your initial point, but I agreed with him in his response to you.
Okay, fair enough. Since you were a part of that 3, whatever.
Talk in the mic, please.
Like you don't. Okay.
Fair enough.
I was the one who originally argued after the last game that as a Mafia you have to try so hard to dodge the medic. So it's less remarkable to me that the 3 of you are alive now than it would have been at the beginning of the weekend. But arguing to completely dismiss it is silly.
I said we just shouldn't vote on those.
I feel like a lot of people are assuming anytime somebody speaks, they're speaking in absolutes. No, this is just how we're perceiving the game at any single point. Exactly. I don't think anybody I didn't completely dismiss what you said. I just don't think it's the logic that I would go around to try and figure out who the Mafia are this day.
If you're going completely for the numbers game, if you're the Mafia, and you're the one that brings that argument up, does that mean that you're the Mafia because you have that argument and you know that you want to play the numbers game? Why are you not Mafia?
What?
Does it make sense?
The question that you've asked me makes sense. It also has a very straightforward answer. If there is one person in the room who is going to think between games about the numbers game,
no,
who
that's
would
not.
it be?
Yeah, exactly. So,
I also think
apparently the Mafia is playing the numbers game.
Yes.
Who would play the numbers game other than you?
I think there are a lot of people.
No. I mean, I actually am accusing you right now.
I'm aware. I think you are accusing me based on something really silly.
But
I think there are a lot of people around the ring who I give credit for their intelligence and who have learned a lot about the game over the weekend. I think there are a lot of people capable of making that deduction. I don't like the way that they're responding to pressure, but I don't think.
Another thing I don't like about Ken is the previous 2 games.
I don't think the whole logic of, you're the stats man. If somebody's playing the numbers game, it's you. When I was the one who brought it up,
I know.
I don't think that holds water at all.
Another thing about Ken is the last 2 games he was town, he told the cop to come out after 2 checks. But he didn't do it this time. This is day 3.
Dude,
usually do it on day 2.
It's 5 minutes into the day. We haven't even gone to a point.
No, he usually does it on day 2. This is day 3.
I think looking back on every game is different.
I don't like
imagine
either of you. I want to kill both
this.
of you.
It's every game of Dota is the same.
And then
it's not.
Town won both of those games.
I was gonna say it later. Look, I can explain why. I was gonna say it later this round, and I didn't do it last round because the main difference between those games and this game is that there's 1 kill power in those games, and telling the cop to come out is much safer than when you tell them to come out when there's 2 kill power. Like, come on, why would you tell the cops to come out when there's 2 kill power? It's like
Because we don't want to miss Lynch, and there's 3 Mafia out of 10 people.
no, that makes complete sense. They're gonna stack him, and he's gonna die.
I think that's valuable information to still get information out
No,
of the
dude,
town.
like look, if the cop comes out and we don't get it completely right, and then he gets stacked, it's over. We just lose.
The other games, you were assuming that the medic didn't save the person too. That wasn't a completely
It's a much
safe
better
play.
chance when you see 1 KP.
I mean, okay.
That's a good point.
I
the kill power.
He's
changes the
played
dynamics
the
totally.
percentages the whole way, and this is also proof of what I was saying to you, that there is obviously at least multiple people.
So I do think the cops should come out now, by the way.
Wait, you do?
Yes, I do.
So Ken thinks the cops should come out, in case you didn't hear.
Are we that? We're that? Okay. Yeah, we're pretty desperate. Yeah, we're pretty desperate.
Cop? Anyone?
Cop?
Would anyone does anyone disagree with this statement?
I don't disagree. Though it's not as gloom and it's not as gloom and doom, but it is a tough game. As long as Vigi doesn't shoot tonight, if there is a Vigi still in the game, we will be good. And if they shoot incorrectly, sorry, that's a better way of putting it.
Yeah.
Does Charlie clearing cap?
I would like to get as much information as possible. I
Right.
don't
The
necessarily
question
think
is,
the medic
does
should
Vigi
come out. I think
I don't think medic
I would
comes
like
out.
Vigi
I
to
thi-
come out. I don't think medic should come out. I think Vigi should come out mainly because whether you use your shot or not,
I think we need something to work on.
If the Vigi comes out, the Vigi has to shoot.
Yeah, you come out and use.
I didn't want to say it straight away because I didn't know if it was the right play because I'm normally really bad with timings, but I was the cop. And I've checked 2 people. First night I checked Charlie. Second time I checked Comrade. They're the same. I don't know which way around it is, but they're on the same alignment.
Well, I'm Town.
Okay.
I was originally super suspicious of Conrad, but
We're on the same side, bro. Doesn't matter which side it is. No, I'm like, so I know I'm Town, so I perceive that situation and that. So now I have to perceive Charlie as Town. I have to believe ODPixel, but then here's the thing. With Owen coming out so late in this situation, I'm actually a little bit suspicious.
I don't necessarily.
I pretty believe it.
I was a little bit suspicious because obviously there's 3. We know there's 3 Mafia still in. Obviously, Ken did say it makes sense to come out as a cop, so I just took a little bit of time and they came out.
That you checked them in.
Yeah, Charlie first round and then Comrade second time.
Okay.
And they're the same. But I don't know
And
which
then,
obviously,
what about the third round?
We've only had 2 nights.
Come on, dude.
You gotta try.
I mean,
You gotta
okay,
try.
all right,
You
all
gotta
right,
try.
all right, I got
We've
it.
only had 2 nights.
You gotta try.
Do you really have to try?
I believe him.
Or is
I
that a
believe
Mafia
him.
play?
No, I think that was good. I think that was good. I believe him. I believe him. I believe him.
All right, Connie.
So I was originally very suspicious of Conrad, but to be fair, I have trouble separating out the way he plays the game from Mafia.
I
because
play it very much the same way. Both
No.
alignments.
I think it's more that the way you focus on someone when you get a little suspicious and you hammer them with questions that I often think. I mean, I'm also kind of bad at defending myself, so I just choke under the pressure. And a lot of the time, I think you lead people into bandwagoning on someone who is just kind of like, I don't have anything to say, sort of like what we did to Rob earlier, I guess. So that's why I was suspicious of you, but I believe ODPixel, so I'm pretty confident that these guys are.
So do I mean, what's going through my mind right now is, do I play the percentages and like kill Ben, or do I give in to my inner unwillingness to lose?
Doesn't
to
make you
Charlie?
suspicious that everyone wants to kill me when there's 3 Mafia left?
Well, you accused me.
I didn't want.
Conrad and Charlie.
I didn't want to kill you.
Like, your accusations was me.
I didn't vote. I
Conrad,
could have
and Charlie.
voted.
No one else
I
is
could have
accusing
voted,
anyone.
and
We
that
have
would
3
have
Mafia.
They're both clearly Town,
If
so
they're
like,
both clearly Town.
then it's you, man.
Yeah.
I'm
I gave
about
my
this.
reasonings.
Like,
Okay, so
it's got to be him.
I'm
They
not
could
sure
both be
if they're
Mafia
both
too.
clearly Town. I think what Andrew said, like I believe
there is a
I
chance
believe
they're
in
both
OD
Mafia,
Pixel saying that he's cop, so therefore I must believe that they're
they
Town.
know.
We don't know that they're actually Town. I've been
But-
suspicious from Charlie from the get-go. I'm not able to read Conrad that well, and I'm still. They could be both Mafia.
I mean,
if-
no.
No.
I mean,
No, it's-
beyond all that, so
Very easily
I will.
could be. It's just a number.
I will even tell you on top of that. So here's the thing. Like I said, I know I'm Town. So I, at least for sure, if ODPixel is truly real, that Charlie and I are on the same, and technically OD are all on the same. Now here's another thing. From my perspective, I can also look at them 2 being Mafia and making a play. Owen
Yeah.
and Charlie.
Right. I was just
They could
thinking
be.
that.
From my perspective.
That's a good.
Right? So
that is the play you would make. That's why I honestly do feel like Owen came out a little late, in my opinion.
He did.
I don't. It's not. It's not a make. It's not. No,
though.
here's the thing. It's not a make or break. And
Okay.
if you want to play the numbers game,
I want
feel like we're
to
on the right
add
track,
to that. I want to add to that first.
You first.
I actually thought K-pop was the cop. I was sitting next to him, and I
Why?
thought I heard him move. He was shot first night, or like night 0. So that was like in the back of my head. If there is gonna be a scenario like this, I just want to put that out there that he might have been the cop.
So, and that's based on just you heard him move during the night during the cup.
Yes.
Oh my God.
All the plays that we've seen OD
the
has
facial
made has
expression there
been
was
just
so
straight
awful.
straight up plays. Last time when he was medic, he saved LD and then he saved Chobra.
Just now, he came out to all of us, and I think his coming out was actually super credible and was a magnificent play. But the facial expression there was just so bad.
I think we are criminally under talking to JJ.
Yeah,
what,
we really.
what
yeah,
has he
yeah,
said?
I want to say.
I just have one last thing to say about this. I'm actually kind of okay. If this is true information, I would say we should not save Owen in the night, and then because then he will die and we'll confirm 2 town. If he's dead, we know he's town and he knows
Why
he's
are you
real.
saying this? Why are you saying this?
I think you just made a play for Mafia.
Yeah, I
I don't know. This is my perspective. I honestly don't think like unless.
Hold on. If you know your town, then you know Charlie's town, and you know that he's probably the cop. There's no fucking way we should
I'm
not
very
save him.
suspicious of Owen. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not fully believing his claim.
When Fosh fake claimed cop that game, they like she said to 3 townspeople, "Hey guys, your town," which she obviously knew because she was Mafia, so she knows who's town. So for all we know, he's Mafia. These 2 are actually town, and he's just setting his credibility up.
It's possible.
I don't think Owen plays like that.
But
personally.
the problem I have with that is Mafia are in a fairly good position in this game.
Oh, they're very.
Does
yeah.
he need to make that play there?
No, he doesn't.
No, but would he not just
I don't think he needs to make that play, and I am.
I also don't think he normally makes that
He
play if
doesn't.
he's Mafia.
No. Actually, I'm gonna not go with that just because I think he played well enough. I think he's played well enough the last couple of games I've been in with him. He's been getting his reads are still bad, but he's explaining them really well. He's coming with them at the right times. He's making the right strategic decisions, and so I'm not willing to go with this false cop thing. I think we have to play the numbers, and the percentages say that Conrad and Charlie are town and that Owen is right.
Sweet, thanks. This is why I was spaced out. I did the math, and it's 6% chance that both of these guys are actually Mafia, and we can't go against this. If Owen, I mean, there's no percentage on this, all right? Obviously, you can't.
Now Haas is obviously the only guy in the room that does the numbers.
That was not the point.
Thanks, Shiver. Seems good.
Did you take into consideration that only town can die at night when Mafia kill him?
Mafia can kill themselves.
I could explain.
Wait,
I
they
could explain
can?
the math. I'm not sure if we have time.
No, please don't.
Okay, whatever. It's sub 10% chance.
right,
It's
all
sub
right,
10%.
I just-
my play being bad. I can't believe you would consider that even being a play, killing Mafia, killing themselves. Like.
But they can, in theory.
Can I just?
Steven,
Can I
can you
just?
shut
Can I?
up?
Okay.
Can I?
Okay. I'm gonna.
How town is going to win this game?
Can I just say a couple things real quick? I just want to say I don't think Owen would do a fake cop claim, especially because I played with him, and every single time I've believed he was Mafia or I believed he's done something crazy, and he's just doing the normal thing. He's just going through. He's not talking when he doesn't need to talk. He doesn't talk that often, and when he does talk, he comes out and he says what role he is and what he thinks and things of that nature. I want to talk more about people that haven't talked. JJ just talked, but I haven't really seen any sort of indication if he's town or if he's Mafia. I have no read on him whatsoever. I thought Conrad was Mafia until that thing with Charlie and Conrad. So I actually have no idea. And Ben, I don't. So that's what I think. I want to hear more from JJ, maybe from Shiver and from Ben.
Okay, what exactly do you want to hear?
Just what you think about where we're headed right now.
Okay, so first of all, I agree with you. I don't think Owen is YOLO enough for Mafia because he knows it's a numbers game. I think Mafia's in a really strong spot. I agree with Alan. There's no way you would fake claim cop because if there is a counterclaim, if the cop is still alive, Mafia doesn't know that. One of Mafia dies instantly. You're gonna lose the kill power for a pretty high chance because Owen is not really strong defending himself. That's what we saw so far. And fake claiming cop and then defending himself is definitely harder than just fake claiming cop and saying I check this guy, I check this guy. Late coming out was a bit suspicious. Okay, it's okay. I kind of believe you. It's kind of credible. Those guys being town, 90% chance at least. As I said, I made the numbers up. This is why I think it's good that you kind of called me out because I was acting very suspicious, which means you're actually kind of paying attention. I'm still not clear on Andrew though. So then one more thing. I think Ben is like not our best hang right now because of what happened at the first day.
What? Why?
Well, he got accused a lot. It was a really small vote. It was a 6-for-6 vote or something around this. It was a really tight vote. I'm not sure if like
I disagree.
Okay, I want to hear about this right now. But I still think Ben isn't our best hang.
Okay,
that's what I'm saying.
but that I think is the most productive issue that we could be discussing right now, and I want to hear Charlie's views on it. I right now am still leaning toward if we believe Owen and we play the numbers and these two are both town, that Ben is our best lynch.
I believe Owen. I mean, obviously from the inside perspective, I think me and Connie are both town because I'm town. But from an outside perspective, he doesn't make that play if he's Mafia. He just doesn't. I mean, the percent chance that is so small, I think it's also so out of character. It's not even a playstyle thing. It's just, I don't think he takes that risk. And so why I think Ben is our best ping is because that vote on Ben was so close. It was so close.
You think Mafia didn't vote?
Yeah.
I think Mafia did vote, personally. I obviously just speaking from town. No, I want to see who did vote. Who did vote for me?
You did vote.
Yes. 1, 2, 3, and then Rob, who died. Who else?
Which is confirmed town though.
Yes.
I voted.
You voted? Okay, and then 1, 2, 3.
I'm not sure.
I'm not 100% sure. I think it's the people. I think it's the people that didn't vote. I think it's the people that didn't vote who are Mafia.
Yeah, I agree.
So that means.
Wait.
So it'd be Mina Haas.
Well, I mean, Conrad.
I'm town.
Conrad
I'm
voted,
town.
and he is pretty much confirmed town.
Yeah, but I'm not saying.
No, the people who didn't vote.
He means in general, just the people that didn't vote are more suspicious.
Obviously, there's going to be town in both circles, but I'm saying Mafia is in the circle that didn't vote for you.
At least one.
Why are you so sure of this?
I think it's the I think it's the opposite.
Then why is he not a good lynch today?
I think I'm saying he is.
Yeah, he's saying he is.
Okay.
I was saying I don't think he is.
I think it's very likely I'm going to
makes
get
sense.
lynched. I think I'm a pretty good lynch too. But next night you're going to have 2 people dead, and I really want to kill Ken. And I know it's probably not going to happen.
Okay, then give me 2. Give me 2.
Okay,
How do we win this game? If we're going to incorrectly lynch you, how do we win this game as town go?
I was actually very surprised that I didn't die, because I thought it was going to be a majority vote, which I think that Mafia would vote for that one. So I think people that actually raise their hand are far more likely to be Mafia than not. Obviously, just coming from a town's perspective, but that would be Ken, who's been really hard on me all game. Conrad and Charlie, they're kind of both confirmed town because of Owen. Owen's also kind of confirmed town. So I think he's actually the only one who else voted for me? Yeah, you two and Rob. Rob's dead, whatever. So I think it's highly likely that it's you two. And I'm surprised that the third Mafia didn't vote, unless you two are Mafia, but I don't believe that. But, okay, so for my line, I'm town, and the people that voted for me are most likely Mafia.
Okay.
Can I just say why I think it's unlikely? Because the 3 people you said were Mafia were me, Charlie, and Conrad.
Yes.
That makes no sense.
Well, now I'm going back to, okay, now I have actually a good reason, which is people that voted on me because I think I'm town. And I think that it was very likely that Mafia would just, hey, he's very likely to die. Let's just blend in.
So also just to let you know that people who are dead, a lot of people who are dead voted on you. Those people are confirmed town.
Yes.
So that means a lot of town voted on you.
There's 2 ways you can proceed right now, okay? You can lynch me, and then 2 people will die next turn, and then I definitely think you kill the people that voted for me, because then I'm pretty much confirmed town. Right?
Okay.
Not you or Charlie because of the cop.
Okay.
Okay. The other line is you kill him, and then if there's only 1 kill power, then you know that I'm down. And then Owen checks someone else.
No, you can always double tap. No, that's a bad. Mafia can always double tap. They probably wouldn't in this situation, but
I'm very against him. I think if you kill me, you should kill him. If there's
I want to
still
say something first before we go into the end of the day, because I still feel like there's a chance that we're getting played and that he's actually Mafia. He claimed cop, and he would do that even though you said he wouldn't, because he actually likes the attention from Twitch chat, because they would say OD God, so he'd be happy.
Yeah,
I do agree.
And then you'd be Mafia.
Sure. Do you think he's that vain?
I actually give him a lot more credit for being capable of that play than a lot of you guys do. I think the percentage.
I agree. The percentage play is to go for Ben.
One really quick thing. He will die regardless.
I mean, yeah. If I'm gonna get serious, who do I check tonight, in case I live? Who do I check tonight?
I have 5 minutes to defend myself.
Don't say.
Okay, so again.
Yeah.
Can I defend?
No. If he wants to talk more, he can.
Okay, so again, I still think there's 2 lines you can proceed from here. It's either lynch me or don't lynch me, okay? Let's say you lynch me. It seems very likely, and all the Mafia really want to kill me, which should flag, hey, everyone wants to kill me, and there's 3 Mafia left. That probably makes it more town.
So who are the 3 Mafia?
I highly think it's Ken. I believe Owen, so I believe those 2. And that leaves, I think, Mott, just because he voted for me. Other than that, I don't have any good reads. So I think it's them 2, and I'm not sure about in between these 2.
It doesn't have to. He can pocket them easily.
Did you mention JJ?
I did not mention him.
Why did you not mention him?
Mostly because I think he's been playing a little towny, but mostly also because he didn't vote for me. I'm really suspicious of the people that voted for me because I thought it was very likely to pass because I've been lynched. I don't think I've actually had a failed lynch yet. So I think Mafia like, okay, yeah, he's a free kill. Let's just kill him. So I want to kill the people that voted for me. And I think that's one of the most valuable information that we can get aside from
Can we
what
just have
OD
a hand
provided.
raise of who voted on him just again that are still alive? Voted for him.
Yes. So I think that he's cleared. That's why I think he's those 2.
Plus-
and then I'm not sure who the other one is.
Plus two town that died.
Plus 2 down that died. Yes. But okay, so if you don't lynch me, I say we kill him. And if you do lynch me and there's still 2 people that die next turn, which is very good information because then you know I'm town, or Vigi shot, which is highly unlikely, then you kill.
I just don't think the math adds up here.
Can I talk? Well, or is that the last defense? I just wanted to talk about why I voted for him. In the beginning, I talked about how you change your playstyle, and that's fine to do that. But I felt like over the game, you changed it more and more. You've been like more aggressive, and I feel like that's a bit disconcerting for me. So that's why I voted.
I'm
for
about
you.
to die, so I need to get out every information that I can get.
I guess that's fair.
Okay. So like I said, I don't think the math adds up. It's 2 confirmed town that died or that voted for you, and then me and Conrad, which are pretty much confirmed town. You voted? Oh, sorry, that didn't. And no, sorry, these 2 that are confirmed town.
I mean, you can also say Greg disagreed with Rob.
So that's 4 out of, and then you think these 2 are Mafia. So that means 4 people, 4 town, 2 Mafia, voted on you, and you didn't die. Like the math doesn't.
Okay, so Rob voted on me because he thought my body language was bad. Greg defended me, and Greg's dead, right? So I don't think you can count either of those 2 votes. But I'm saying that if I die, if I get lynched, you should kill him. If there's 2 people dead, right? That's pretty safe information.
If we lynch you, we should lynch Ken?
No, if you lynch me, 2 people die. That means I'm town. Right? Then you kill him.
So if we lynch you and
2 people die.
And only if 2 people die.
Yes. And then the other, that's one method that's pretty good. If I know that there's going to be at least 1 kill, probably 2 because I'm not Mafia. And anyways, the other route is we kill him, and then you only get 1 kill power, and then I can hopefully be confirmed down unless you think I stacked on, I guess, Owen.
I mean, the problem with that is that Mafia can always stack.
Yes.
So that's there's no point in.
But then
that's absolutely useless.
Okay, so you want to lynch me and then get information that there might be. I mean, what else do you have to go with?
I'm purely going with the percentage plays.
Yes, but what about everyone wanting to kill me? Doesn't that raise a flag in your head that, hey, this guy's look at how many.
The reason that it doesn't raise as big a flag as it otherwise would is because I think if you weren't Mafia, you'd be making a better case.
I think the hole that you're in is big enough where your Mafia friends are. Yeah. I think you're getting ditched.
Yeah. I mean,
seconds left on
I mean,
I'm not
pretty much there's
crazy
no
about
one.
this.
There was no one on my side really to begin with, and I don't think no one has really switched. Like no one's really flipping. Oh, he's already done for it. It's like no one was on my side.
Yeah, but
to begin
coming out and defending you early on would be a really risky play.
I think Mafia in this position, they don't defend you.
Okay, well if I
don't
die
even think last
and there's
round
2
they
kill
could
power, please kill Ken. Okay, that's all I.
Okay, just one thing. Dear Vigilante, please do not shoot. We have a chance to lose this game if you shoot.
Yes.
Very
That
important.
is also true.
Sometimes people don't come out.
I'm ready to.
Yeah. Are you guys ready to push to a vote? All right, heads down. If you'd like to vote off to kill Ben, raise your hand. Heads up, see who voted. With no overwhelming majority, Ben has been killed off. Owen was the only one who did not vote. Heads down. It is now nighttime.
Let's go raid, boys.
Mafia, please raise your heads. Mafia, who would you like to kill? Mafia, who would you like to use your second kill on? Mafia, heads down. Cop, heads up. Cop, who would you like to check? Cop, heads down. Medic, heads up. Medic, who would you like to save? Medic, heads down. Vigilante, heads up. Point at someone if you'd like to shoot them. Vigilante, heads down. It is now daytime. During the night, a member of the city, not town, since apparently it can't use that word, Owen has died.
The city.
City.
So only Owen.
Double stack?
No, please go 3 in this shot, and we stay with like 4 people in this shot. It's better for production.
How much chance do we think that was a double stack?
Dude, Merlini was Mafia, and we got it right. Let's just come on. That's what happened.
I think you have to play the numbers. You just have to assume he was Mafia. If
So there's no
we
medic.
assume there's 3 Mafia, we.
I think the most probable. I am not ready to throw away the idea of a double stack that quickly. I don't think there's 3 Mafia left,
it's
but I think
possible,
it is
but
useful.
I think it's unlikely.
I think it is useful to maximize Town's probability of winning the game to consider the possibility.
I mean, I don't see how that changes any way of how we play, though.
I haven't worked that out yet.
Yeah, so I mean, if it doesn't change any way to play, there's no point in worrying about it. How does it change it?
It clears you.
Okay, I like that.
I mean,
it
doesn't necessarily clear you.
Not completely.
Because you can also take.
I
You
think
can. So I think.
Can we let him articulate that before we say anything else, please?
It's just been. Of course, you can't ever clear someone completely. But that was his defense, right? If I die, we have only 1 kill. Like if he wants to have him lynched.
I think Ben is
if 2 kills were there.
I think specifically Merlini is a smart enough guy to make the play of that.
Sure. But it still gives me a towny vibe of Ken, and we don't have that much to go with.
I think the only thing that's confirmed right now.
I put so much pressure on turn 2.
Or
He's
is
dead.
that me and
Kill
Conrad
power
are
reduced.
down?
Let's not make this Illuminati bullshit.
That's about as confirmed as you're going to get here, guys.
Guys, let me just say, I put the most pressure on Merlini all 3 days, and kill power reduced, and I'm alive, and there was only 1 person that died, and he was the cop, and he checked those guys. I mean, like, come on, guys.
I mean, the only
You're looking very towny to me right now, but Merlini's a good enough player to make that play.
To speak on top of all of that as well, in this situation, if Owen OD Pixel was double stacked, the medic should come out right now to help us understand the situation.
If anyone coming out, we have a win condition.
You come, like, I don't care what the fuck you are. If you're a Vigi or a medic, you come out.
Yeah, you come out. We have a win condition.
Like,
No, we don't win 100%, but we win very
But
likely.
I might not believe you as well.
Okay, but
I don't
if
think
you
medic is
are-
enough.
If you come out and you convince me.
the probabilities are such that if you're a roll, you come out right now, and we.
And
this
we have a
is very
really
tough
high
on
chance
town.
that.
Yes.
I don't
Okay,
think
I
medic is
don't
dead.
think we have a roll left.
I don't think there's any rolls left
Okay.
either.
So we just.
Okay.
Right now, my number 1 suspicion is actually Mott. I feel like you haven't contributed a lot to this game. You definitely, I don't know if I personally did not feel like you went on Merlini as much as a lot of the other people in town. And those sort of factors have you leaning to be the most Mafia at the moment.
Merlini pointed him out though, just to throw this in. He was like, if
for Merlini.
but Merlini pointed at you and Mod.
Well, I made my case for Merlini, and there was only one kill last night, so I think that's relevant. I voted for him, like you guys mentioned. I didn't get a chance to talk much in the last day, and I think that it's fair that you could suspect that I'm Mafia because I didn't contribute. I was trying to grab for a mic a couple of times, so that's something. I was originally suspicious of you, like I said about last round, but of course you guys are Town now, confirmed by Owen. So the only two people, and Nahaz too, I mean, we kind of cleared him earlier on in the game as well as Town, but I don't know if we're him, JJ, and... I think Shiver is Town. I'm not sure about Andrew though. It's just like there's so many different factors that I'm so confused about.
That I would much rather lynch someone that did not vote for Merlini the first time than someone that did.
I agree. I think the only reason I'm not as suspicious of Mott as say somebody else is because Merlini called those two.
Okay, can we set a? I'm not saying that the vote thing doesn't matter because I think maybe it does, but can we set that aside for right now? I'm very suspicious of Shiver right now. I think her body language throughout the game, if you've been watching her, has consistently gone from relatively open and confident early. As Mafia have gotten into a worse and worse position, I think her body language has become close to the point where at the beginning of
At the start of the game, I got accused that my body language was too closed.
I'm talking about subsequent to that point. I also think she was the one last round to cast the most suspicion on Owen. That's true. And I think when you put, again, the body language thing, I almost never go solely off of reads, but when I have a read and then put it together with a logical observation, I think that's very powerful.
I think that's very fair to say, but I kind of still feel like we're getting played somehow, and I don't know why, but I still think that these two have a chance of being Mafia rather than
That's
both
bullshit.
being
Then why did Owen decide to pick us two specifically? He died during the night.
What? Yeah, but
Which two? You're talking about me and Charlie, right?
Yeah, but what?
So he somehow died as Town, gave fake.
No, he is the cop. He was the cop.
Yeah.
I believe that. But it's a parody cop. You don't know if you're Town or if.
So you're saying we both potentially could be Mafia?
Yes.
Got it.
But Charlie's the one that initiated the kill on Merlini during the day.
True. But at that point, Merlini was very suspicious.
Merlini was the Merlini was a pretty obvious kill. I don't give Charlie Town credit for initiating that at all. I actually think that in that situation, that was probably the best defense that Shiver could have made. I still am suspicious of her, but actually, I have not completely discarded the possibility that Charlie and Conrad are both Mafia, and they killed Owen before he could make another check. And because if Charlie and Conrad are both Mafia, and Owen makes another check, and Owen goes, "Oh, holy shit, that next check is different," they're outed.
And Charlie even said it before.
Or that person was Mafia.
Just saying once again, we have to keep in mind it's sub 10% chance that those two are both Mafia, and Owen was correct.
This is the same thing we had last game. This is the same thing we had last game.
You can't ever you can't
Thank you, really
allow
smart numbers
yourself to
people
get
for
stuck
making
on
us
something
look
as all I'm
good.
saying. I'm
It's the numbers play. You were saying this.
I know.
I think everybody just overthinks this way too much. I think it was the same thing with Owen calling me a fake cop last game, and I think it's the same thing in this situation. The numbers game essentially is that there's pretty much no way these two are Mafia, at least from what I can tell. I think.
Yeah, but if there's a possibility of that, shouldn't we account for it?
Yeah, I feel like it is. And that's the reason why I seem more maybe anxious, because I kind of feel like we're getting
Who
played.
do you think we should lynch then?
If we, because I'm still.
There's no way we should lynch one of them, though. Come on.
Okay, so I'm like 60% on that you're still Town, but I still know that there's a 40%. So normally in the previous games, we actually had. Yeah, the previous games. It was actually at some point where you know that if you play the numbers game, you know we won. It's fine. We won. You don't have to worry about anything else. And I kind of feel like that, like we're getting to the point where that's not going to happen until we're like maybe 3 or 4 left, and I'm kind of getting nervous about that because I don't want to lose.
One really quick
so
question.
worried
One
now.
really question for you, Shiver. Do you think Ben was a hit?
Yes, I do.
So
you think
then,
Ben was Mafia?
I think Ben was Mafia.
and so do you think that me and Charlie aligned ourselves with him?
No,
No.
but that's the Mafia play is
She's
not
saying
to
it's possible you guys bust him.
obviously you're not gonna align yourself with if you are Mafia together with him and also with Ben, you're not gonna align yourself with anybody because you're all three strong players. So you wouldn't do that. That would not be a good play, regardless.
I think
strategically.
the flaw in that is that we reduced kill power.
Yeah,
with
on
that.
purpose. This is your killing themselves logic, which is only negative to Mafia. If you have 3 Mafia, you can win the game right here and then just by getting one other
No,
person.
that's not the case. If you get it
No,
wrong
no,
and they kill 2, it's still voted.
No, I know it's still allowed, but it becomes significantly easier the next day with
I mean,
3 people,
so
and you have to
honestly,
convince.
I don't
You have to
buy it.
literally
If I'm
convince
gonna
one
assume
town.
that you're both town and just disregarding the hunch or the
I'm
instinct
glad
that
you
I
brought
have
it
that
up.
we're
It-
going
it-
totally off a cliff here, then I would say that Sayuri is Mafia, and I don't know who else with him because I don't have.
I mean, Andrew's
But that's
definitely
the
my
only
number
one
2.
that I
I
find
mean, it's a
suspect. That
valid
was the
point,
question,
and
right?
honestly, like, I think that's a completely
I don't know.
legitimate
I think she's thinking of options, and that reads more towny to me. But I'm between these two.
I'm not ready to clear her based on that defense, but I give her a lot of respect for giving the best possible defense that she could have at that moment. That was it. It's because she could still be Mafia, but it was a good defense.
So I've been wanting to talk a little bit in this day, but there's been a lot of other commotion going on around here. I think Shiver's defense was pretty good. The person I am stuck on, that I've been stuck on this entire time, is JJ. Last round, I didn't buy the whole, yeah, you caught me spacing out, but I was just doing a lot of math in my head that whole time.
I guess here's. I'm just curious, Andrew. Why do you think JJ over somebody like Mott?
Those are my top 2, to be fair.
But why
I think-
JJ over Mott?
Don't deflect. I'm still talking about you.
I'll wait. You can answer the question after.
Okay. What did you say? What do I think of Shiver?
Just go me, Maud, Shiver.
Okay, I think Shiver is town but confused. I think she's hung up on this. I'm not sure what Charlie and Conrad are. I'm of the mindset that Charlie and Conrad are pretty damn close to confirmed town. Of course, not 100%, but I think it's pretty close. So I think Shiver's just confused but town. You and Maud are my top 2 suspicions. You in particular because I've had more discourse with you. I thought your defense on why you were zoning out was a little bit lame. Mott, I haven't pressed at all, so I don't have a great, like, this is the reason why I think Mott, he's just been overall kind of, and he hasn't contributed too much to town, and I don't know. I mean, Mott has had a weird day. He's made some bad plays and some good plays, so I don't know how that's affecting his game 4 today.
I mean, speak about one more thing. But aren't you going to talk about Shiver?
Already did.
Oh, sorry, I missed that part.
My big thing right now is JJ has made me super nervous because the sort of double Mafia scenario that Shiver mentioned actually became more likely in my mind because JJ is pushing so hard for the numbers game. Like it actually gained credibility that these 3 could be Mafia.
I think so.
Wait.
I think I'm willing to lose to that, but I want the rest of the town's input.
All right. I'm okay with not voting on her because she brought up a legitimate point about this conspiracy thing, and she wouldn't have done that if she wasn't town. Charlie's probably confirmed town. It's very unlikely that him and Conrad are like that, so I don't want to vote off one of them. This guy I'm suspicious of, so we can vote on him, whatever. Mott voted for Merlini both times and reduced kill power, so...
It's out of battery.
Okay. So, basically, long story short, I would like to vote off Zayori or Pimmuckle.
And for anybody who's really worried about, I just had to really think about this, but anybody really worried about us 2 being Mafia together, it's very rare that I think I would ever bring up the situation that OD was like fake. Unless you think I'm that good. Which I am.
I think that's too next
But no, that's what I'm saying. No, what I'm saying is that universe, it's very... personally, now looking back on it, it's very rare that I would go and be like, you know what I think? OD's fake, and Charlie and OD are Mafia.
No. The point is not that Odie is fake. The point is that he read you 2. Like I read you 2, and you could be both. Either you're the same alignment. That's all he read. Right, he doesn't know if you're angry.
I kind of, if you wait just a moment. I'm very close to making the decision that if it's these 3 Mafia, or these 2 plus 1 Mafia, I'm just kind of willing to lose to that. It's bad luck. You guys have played. If that's the case, you guys have played very well. So I don't think you need to defend yourself anymore. If these 2 are Mafia, I think I'm willing to lose to that.
We can still win. Like if it's Charlie
Okay.
and Conrad and we get the 3rd Mafia right now.
But let me ask you one very specific question. Can you can you tell me a narrative? Can you give me a logical sequence that makes Pimp Mafia outside of Charlie and Conrad being Mafia? That's what I'm having trouble with.
Can we pause so
No.
that Charlie can pay?
Yeah.
Can we
It's
pause?
either he's
Pause,
pushing-
pause,
yeah.
pause, pause, pause.
Oh.
It's like, what the hell's going on there?
Let's just pause again.
Yeah, we're paused.
Okay, we be paused.
We be paused, man.
Charlie dropping those big dollars.
When we come back, you'll have 5 minutes.
Yep.
Wait, you can hear me, right? Yeah. So I think we should vote off Pimp now. The reason why I think that's the case is because he's the one that was talking about the percentages, and it's most likely that they're going to be town. So if it's them three, we can potentially avoid that situation.
You really want to try the hedge play?
Yeah.
Like
Who else are you going to vote off?
that's such a.
Well, just.
Yeah,
But one really
Well, I'm
quick.
accusing him,
One really quick thing. That means you believe the universe that Charlie and I are Mafia.
No, I don't believe it.
No,
I
no,
want to
no.
hedge against it.
So then you have to, by doing that, you have to 100% believe that Merlini was Mafia to make sure that you make this play. You have to like 100%
What is
believe
the
that,
worst
or
case scenario
you
if
lose
we
the
vote
game.
him
You
off?
lose the game right away.
Could be
Why?
Mafia which double tapped. That could be.
3 Mafia that not
No.
you?
I mean, so that's the
Who?
thing. If you
Who are the 3? 3? You think it's her, Zayori, and Mott?
No, I think it's both two. You think it's two?
I honestly, okay, here's the thing, Ken. I honestly believe it's two, but I.
If it's Zayori and Mott, and there's no third, or where's the third?
I don't think there's a third.
If there's
I
no
guess
third, then we
Ken.
can kill you and it's a match.
Here's the thing. Yes,
Who was the third?
I.
Who was the third? Who was?
I don't know. Merlini.
It can't be. He voted twice for him.
You're looking way too much in vote logic. You can't necessarily do
Dude,
that.
okay.
The first vote, but like one really quick thing is that Ken, I think, while you are right, yes, we can do that. I think you're just making,
We
you're
can't
creating,
lose the game, though.
you're,
If we do it, we still won't lose the game.
you're just creating a harder next couple days. That's it.
Who would you
that's
vote off, though? But then
I
you
would
don't-
vote off
you
Mott
don't
or
shoot
Andrew,
them.
probably, or I would vote off Ziori.
I don't.
If I had the choice.
I don't think we're nearly strong enough that we can. I don't think we're nearly strong enough that we can
Okay.
play not to lose.
How can I say something? How big do you feel like of a play Merlini could have made, knowing that he's Mafia, he's gonna die, he knows that kill power is gonna get reduced. He already said like, if I'm gonna die, please make sure we kill Ken next round. Does that mean that he might have next level play so that we would clear Ken, or?
I was on him the first day. There's no
Okay.
fucking
Okay,
way
okay.
I would do that if he
Simply
was
because of
Mafia.
that, I don't think.
There's
so.
no
Okay,
way.
okay.
Okay, so can I? Okay, so the problem here is I was getting accused a bit for playing rather passively in the second day. I was trying to make sense of which options we have. I think that the cop read was huge. I think this is what kept us in the game. Obviously, Owen was actual town and not like some fake claim bullshit because he died. I tried to do the math to see how likely it is that those two are actually Mafia. If they are indeed Mafia, it's super unlikely. I think we should play the numbers. This is what I was trying to communicate. Every time we try to make sure that these two are actually Mafia and then play off like some weird scenarios where we can still lose. I think this just like super weakens town. I totally understand why you play the game this way. I just think it's wrong. I think we should go with a high percentage play. Like 94% is super huge. We should go this way.
When we vote off him instead of you, I don't get it.
Well, okay, so what could happen is the following.
What?
You're kind of confirmed town to me, right? You two are as well, for me. Because I'm playing the numbers right now.
Okay.
So you are 3 people confirmed town. I'm not sure, like I'm not 100% on Alan, not as much as I'm about you and
I
these
see what
guys.
you mean. Okay,
Okay, so then you kill me, you kill him, you kill one of these two. You can still lose because those two could still, they could be Mafia. Maybe Shiva was playing you. I don't think so. I think the best kill we have is Andrew.
Who did Cal vote for Andrew? Who voted for Andrew in that vote? Did anyone?
Did we vote on him?
No, we didn't vote.
We never voted on Andrew.
I thought his defense was really good the first day. That's why I don't want to vote on him, and I'd rather vote on you than him. Because his defense was quite good.
Can we have a defense again?
I thought his defense was bad, but I only believed it because it was Andrew.
His defense I thought was good enough to keep him in the game. It by no means cleared him. I still think he's super shady.
I mean, I'm trying to be.
I am very confused, Ken. Like, if you, I just don't think the hedge play is the play here. Like,
Sure, guys. If you guys really, I mean.
can you literally? You're saying
Nahaz, you don't like the hedge play, but then who do you like? Who do we kill here?
I think it has to be. I think it has to be either you or Mott. But I want.
So what's difference about
Conditional on the
about
defense.
JJ and me and Mott? I recognize that the three of us have played a relatively weak town.
Because
Like, what's the difference between
because
him compared
I
to the two of us?
can't. My big logical problem right now is I can't tell myself a story where Pimp is Mafia and Charlie and Conrad are not. Because
What
he's
does that mean?
he's
Why?
pushing so hard for playing the percentages, which is I think the path to win the game for Town. That unless it's some kind of triumvirate here, I think he's got to be Town.
He's a numbers guy. That's what I mean. The fact that he's playing the numbers
Yes.
doesn't really mean anything.
Yeah.
There's 1 minute left.
Can also just another thing. I mean, based on how we've played too, would you say it's my Town play and Charlie's Town play versus our Mafia play?
You're probably Town.
Like,
You're like 80% Town, I would say. I mean, fine. You want to just go on that, like, fine, just kill Andrew.
I think this is, I agree with Pimp. I think this is the highest percentage.
Also, if we three are Mafia, and we list
all three Mafia.
Okay, so if we three are Mafia, which makes a lot of sense, which is the only actual way I defend those fucks, then we lose as Town. Like, Mafia's gonna win.
Formal on Andrew, 30 seconds before the final formal is thing.
I want a
Guaranteed
formal.
formal. So formal on Andrew, second. You've not really contributed a lot as Town, and I feel like you're Mafia. Defend.
Okay, so do you think JJ has contributed more than I have?
Yes.
So why? The percentages.
Because even if he might have contributed, he might be Mafia, but he contributed more. That means there's more that he is. If he is Mafia or Town, he plays his role, regardless of what it is, as Town. If he plays Mafia,
Okay.
he plays it as Town, but he has been more valuable.
I
to
guess
bring
my big
things.
gripe with this is that JJ didn't really seem to have anything towards me until I pressured him across multiple rounds, and to me it just seems like a deflection. I mean, I've been consistently on him as my person.
I actually
He said he's trying to draw a line
formal
between us.
on Zayori for day one as well, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure at this point. So I think
I think
Pimp. I think Pimp stands out more in my mind as Town simply because of the percentages. He is thinking about the way or about the game in a way that Town would.
It's about efficiency too. Like I would not reveal those numbers necessarily if I was Mafia. Now that is something that you can also like flip flop and be like that's the meta play. But then I feel like but I feel like removing other aspects of that as well. We will come back
The
to it,
formal
and then
is
we will
on
find
Zayori,
him.
and the first thing he did was deflecting.
Well, I mean, this is relevant because
I'm explaining the relevance of that as well.
mean-
Also, I would like to hear Mott talk about Ziori a little bit.
Yeah, I'd like to hear Mott talk
about
in general.
Zayori. I mean, I don't really have. First of all, the only thing I've been doing this game, and this is going to kind of sound like a defense for me, because I haven't been able to talk much, and I made a couple of mistakes earlier on in the day, obviously. So right now, I'm just trying to listen, and I'm trying not to screw anything up. I'm not trying to get too emotional because that's been a problem. So, as far as Zayori is concerned, I think he's right in the sense that I think JJ is definitely more suspicious. But if we vote Zayori off, it's I don't think the worst thing in the world, but I'm not completely sold, but that's how I feel about it anyway.
I mean, I also think that JJ just woke up a little bit after I called him out at the end of day 2 when we realized that he was spacing out, and now he's being more active. But that's... Yeah. I mean, I'm Town as well. I'm as vanilla Town as it comes.
People are like, I can't believe, like, of course, but at the same time, like I said, I would say Ken, just to speak to that, like, I feel like we've played our Town game very much. Are we voting?
Are you done?
Was that your defense?
Are you done with your defense?
Yeah, I don't think I have anything else. I mean, I think JJ just deflected. That's about it.
We're going to push to a vote. Everyone heads down. If you'd like to vote to kill Andrew, please put your hand up. Andrew has been killed. He's been lynched, and the Mafia have won the game.
What? Very well done.
Sorry.
Well done. Okay.
Told you.
Wow, you were actually right?
Owen was not the cause.
Holy fuck. All right, I gotta stop underestimating you.
What? Charlie was Mafia.
Owen was not the cop?
So who are the three?
Owen
Wait.
was not?
Owen was Mafia.
Owen was Town, and he fucked everyone up.
Yeah, that's what
So
I assumed.
Owen fake claimed cop?
What? That is such a bad claim. Are you kidding?
And on top of that, he 9-0 kills the cop as Vigilante.
Then we win that. You fucking retard! How are you so bad?
Are you kidding? Oh my god, dude, I'm so fucking done.
You're fucking bad.
That was just a waste. That is an hour of my life I'm never getting back. Oh my god.
Stats will not be recorded for this game. Stats will not be recorded.
Why? are so right. You read that. Just kidding.
He literally wasted like 3
We're
hours.
getting played. I told you. I told you.
But when you said that, I assumed that the play was at least designed to create an advantage.
I told you K-pop was the comp.
Dude. When Owen came out and said that they were the same, I was just like, I had no idea how to react to that. I was just like,
pretend to be a comp and then clear two
Did you notice God's actually has the lead?
Because when he just think like, I could not like hide my facial expression. I just had to walk out. He cleared a Mafia as town. Like either Owen is Mafia lying, or he was telling the truth.
That made me sad. I was actually I was waiting. I felt so spot on with that game, and now everything. My mind is just like.
I was waiting to turn it on.
Just like, fuck it, these two guys.
It wasn't. He just did it for the laughs.
Oh, well, I can appreciate that, but holy fuck, my brain just melted.
Fucking moron.
Oh, well, now I just feel bad for going on JJ. He was suspicious as fuck, that German bastard.
You know, it's one of those pub games. You've got like 3 people running mid feeding curries. It's just an unwinnable game.
Oh my God! In heaven. Okay.
Honestly, like that scenario, that whole top Vigi thing.
I can't.
I still think Owen's doing
Okay.
it.
All right.
Owen woke up.
I just wasn't. When you said we were being played, I assumed that. I had it so strongly in my head that the way we were being played is that they were both Mafia. But
I should have trusted Shiver's reads on that one. I really just thought Owen was not capable of that level of fucking chaos.
I can't be angry with that because it's just like I can't anticipate that play.
Dude, when he came out and said they were the same.
Well, I was shocked.
If
I was
you
like,
looked at my face, you would have been like, this guy's Mafia for sure. 'Cause I was just
like, what? It changed my perception of the game.
Mafia,
Yeah.
mod, and whatever the fuck.
And the guy this is the guy who I felt the worst for. Like
I tried. Okay. Are we on?
We're on.
We're on.
We're
All
on.
right. All right.
Okay. We're on.
So, I really felt like I guess it was day 1 or day 2. Day 2, I looked at Charlie and I was like, this guy's Mafia. Like I called him out early. I looked at the way he was playing. I'm like, this is not Charlie Town. And then I'm like, and then everything was kind of going pretty well. I was like, all right, I'm figuring out this game a little bit, and then just like, he's Town with me based on your play.
Yeah. So I knew I had some people fooled, but I knew like
you had to kill me the next time.
Yeah. It's the same as that game where I knew Conrad was cop. I think we've known each
other long enough.
Yeah, we've worked together for too long. So I knew it. I knew that round that I had to like reverse the pressure on Connie, and like I feel like we were starting to build that like suspicion against you. And then that happened.
How did you like? As Mafia, that would have thrown me off.
I tried so hard not to laugh. I tried so hard. Like I can't take. I don't think Mafia did too much too wrong, but I don't think we really did that much to push the game to a win for us. I think honestly, thank you, OD Pixel.
Well,
He's
it was
the
a
Mafia
strategical
MVP
play
for the game.
It was. I knew that after it, stats would not be recorded, and I knew straight off the bat.
Stats are being recorded.
Oh, no, LD said they weren't.
No, LD.
He's not in charge.
Oh, he's not in charge. Well, in that case.
Shut the fuck up, LD.
No, I'll say this.
Is it being
LD
counted?
in our ears currently saying this is not a
LD
real
will
game.
take the loss for every single town member.
Unfortunately,
he
it
gets
was a
all
real game,
Okay.
and we had to play that.
Yeah,
we had to play
it was
that.
real. Like
Owen gets
every
all 12
single,
losses.
So
I'd
can I
rather
ask, can I ask
3
why
people
you
have
did
a
that?
win
Yeah,
rather
so
than 12 people have a
let it-
win.
I want to hear this. I want to get into the inside
wanna
the mind of OD
So the way it
Pixel
went down,
and
first
this
up,
play.
as soon as I was Vigi.
Not the thing, by the way, I also want to
okay.
say this. This isn't necessarily the worst play.
No.
If you are 100% billion% confident in your reads and you've played with like people all the time and you've been playing a lot, so but you were wrong. So it was a bad play.
Yeah, so background. Night 0, he Vig targeted Slacks, who was the cop.
Yes.
It didn't really matter because the Mafia had also
They'd also
targeted
shot.
Slacks, so I was like, okay, Owen did something stupid, but it had no effect on the game. Yeah, no, that had no effect on the game. What were you thinking then first?
Well, straight away, I wanted to shoot Slacks, whatever happened. And I noticed he'd pushed his card quite far under his chest. So I was like, okay, he's a roll. He might actually be Mafia. When I shot him, after the first night 2 had died, I wondered if, okay, maybe I actually shot a Mafia here, because maybe the Mafia themselves shot 2 other people and 1 was saved by the medic. So I was straight. I was like, all right, I've done it. Then when I realized the next night, okay, I didn't shoot a Mafia. There's still 2 people dying. I was like, okay, I'm still pretty sure he's a role. He's either the medic or he's the cop. Also, during that night, you asked for the medic to choose twice. So I knew the medic was still alive. So I knew if he was a role, he wasn't medic,
This is
he wasn't
actually
Vigil
quite a-
because
no,
I'm
quite a
Vigil.
nice
So I
deduction
knew he
here.
had to be the cop. So when it came to the next round, I was already feeling a little bit risky as town. I felt like I was going to have focus put on me. So that's when I stepped up and made the claim of the cop to save myself. Then I decided to choose the 2 people, Charlie and Conrad. That was where it went wrong.
Why did you choose them?
I
I
honestly
also
believe
realize this
they
now.
had
I
they
also
had an
know.
affinity here. I believe they had an affinity. And also the reason why I came out then was because I knew I would get double tapped. I knew that we were already in a really risky position because I was suspicious of Ken as well. It already looked really good for the Mafia. So I knew that anyway, by coming out as cop, I would essentially tank 2 bullets for the team. They were going to double tap me that night, which would allow the round to go one
They
extra
didn't
round.
double tap you because they thought you were a cop. They knew you weren't cop.
No, but I was the only person to die. That
Yeah,
night.
they did double tap
They
you.
did double tap
That was
me.
to confuse
Yeah.
everyone else.
Here's a
though, I
question.
guess.
Here's a question. Actually, who was medic?
Capitalist was.
Okay.
I just thought that what I thought happened was that he was the cop and that the
I think the mod made a mistake. Yeah, I thought he was the cop.
So I was like,
Oh, you guys thought he was the cop. Oh, you guys
Yeah,
thought I had fucked up.
Yeah, I thought you fucked
on
up.
top of,
okay.
On top of all these
Interesting.
things,
Or I thought he misread your cue.
Yeah, I
on
see what
top
you
of all this, I actually at one point in the game was like, did I misread my card? Because, like, actually at one point I actually was like, I think it was I think it was 7, and I was like, maybe I just misread it, and this is a complete disaster. And I'm Mafia this entire
I mean, I would have
time.
noticed if 2 people raised their heads.
Right.
I'm not that incompetent.
But you know what I mean? I
Give me
was
some
like, I
credit.
was truly worried at a certain point, just the way the game was going. But goddamn, like, it's unfortunate, but that is why we play Mafia.
It could have worked out.
Here's the thing.
Why did you choose me? So you
Why
thought
did
me
you
and
choose
Conrad
us?
were Mafia.
Yes.
And you banked on the fact.
But you made it sound. But
You made
everyone,
it
when you
sound
said
like
them,
we were
everyone said they were
town.
town.
No, well, I didn't know which way it was, but I assumed that you guys were on the same whatever it was.
You just assumed we were aligned, regardless of what alignment.
That's
we
why I
had.
didn't say. I think they're definitely Mafia. In fact, I was more leaning towards the fact that you were both town because I think you played the opening very well. You played exactly the same as you had before. You know, the whole day, this kind of calm, reserved.
You were
child.
so Moff, dude.
See,
He was
no,
so Mafia.
Connie, this is the difference. This is the difference. Is that everybody else has seen me play this way, and I think everybody else knew. You haven't, and you also know me better.
Oh my god, it's just still like it's like. The thing is, I think I would have gotten you that day, if it wasn't.
I don't know.
We never know. We'll never.
I
we
would
will
just-
never know.
I just,
We will
I'd like
never
to put
know.
at Ben's defense, like if it wasn't for the fact Owen had claimed cop and you as well, you two are confirmed town. I feel like Ben's defense would have been so much stronger, and he had the game figured out largely because he was about to be lynched and there was limited mafia left.
I mean, Ben knew
Ben was
because,
on point.
because he was town.
Yeah.
Because he was town. His issue was that it was too late.
Yeah.
It was everything was too late. I think a little
It
bit
was
this
all too
game.
late.
Ben
man,
did everything he could.
I was so worried you were fake, and you were,
I
and it
was.
was like the worst timeline fake too. Like this is like truly all dark things happening at the same time. But it was fun. I had a good time at least.
It was a fun game to mod.
Yeah, please, please. You were definitely emotionally invested.
Yes.
Look, I mean, I'm not mad at OD at all. There is no world in which you can justify that play. Like, and in fact, it should tell you something. It should tell you something that Mafia killed you immediately after making that play, just because, like, you could only screw it up for them after that point. It was such a good play for their camp. It was a fun game. I just can't believe that my 2 losses are going to be a night 1 kill on this.
I was just hoping they would you'd leave him alive, and then he'd come out the next day and be like, by the way, guys, I'm actually the Vig. And then, like, all shit would break
I
loose.
was actually going to return my claim on
If
the
you had
Vig.
stayed
If
alive.
I'd stayed alive,
Oh, that-
I would have said I wasn't the cop, I was the Vig, I shot
Charlie.
Slacks, and I think he was the cop.
Apologies
That would've
if I'm making you repeat yourself. Do you think you guys win this game if not for that play? Because I
have no idea.
I
think
get
you
to tell
do.
you
I have no
when.
idea. I
with
think
you and Ken as freaking Mafia again, that's strong.
I think I have no idea. I think it comes down. It comes down to.
I'm done. Thanks, guys.
I have no idea. It really comes down to the point. I thought we had a good handle on it, but it comes down to the battle between me and Conrad. At that point, it's really who comes out on top. I was gonna throw shade on Conrad, and I knew Connie was gonna go at me. So it really just depends on who comes out.
On top of
there.
that too, actually, Ken was definitely in my town camp in the earlier part of the game, but as that day 2 was actually transpiring a little bit, he became a lot more shady to me.
So,
it was just really unfortunate
that was how it all went down.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, it ultimately really depends on who would have come out.
Right, exactly. And it's like if Merlini ended up being more like if he his when they actually went on him before, before we all went on him as town, like if he came out a little bit earlier, we might have actually been able to salvage that because we would have maybe killed Ken, but we didn't, and we lost.
Yep,
and that's how it is sometimes. I had a great amount of fun. I hope you guys did. I hope everybody enjoyed it.
I
think there's mixed reactions.
I think the fans
internet.
at least enjoyed it.
I hope so.
Because, damn. But I don't know if we're actually playing. Are we playing another game tonight? Or are we going to be moving on to
BTS challenge?
the BTS challenge?
Well, we still do need to finish that game between.
Team
Some people are
Merlini
gone.
and
Oh
Team
yeah,
Blitz
never
gone.
mind. Sorry guys, we're not
just
doing
do
that
the
game.
challenge.
Rip the game.
Do the challenge.
Tweet your frustrations at Blitz Dota.
Yeah.
This is
Yes.
actually
He ended up ditching. He's a ditcher.
Yeah, this is actually his fault.
But I think, we're going to move on to the BTS challenge a little bit later tonight. I think, I don't know if we're going to eat or anything like that.
No,
probably
we're
have a
gonna
short
eat.
break.
We're gonna chill for a bit. And then Ken's gonna put it together. It's his little thing.
Yeah,
so.
I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Hope you guys still stay tuned in for that. Thank you very much for watching that hilarious, terrible, beautiful, everything together game that we just played. And there'll be more Mafia action tomorrow, but stay tuned for the BTS challenge, everybody.